I am in the top 1%.
And that's what makes you just you and me, me. I'm in the top 1%. I'm in the top 1%. Born and bred for success, for fame, spending every top dollar, my brand, my name. I don't complicate, I can taste your shame. EC3, changing the game. And that's what makes you just you and me, me. I'm in the top 1%. I'm in the top 1%. I'm in the top 1%. Time to pay attention 'cause I'm moving too fast. I'm treading to the setting, yeah, I'm built to last.
Are we playing double
EC3 is
time? Oh, we
VIP,
are.
and
Okay, all right. Sorry, I had two videos up. What's up, everybody? Get the Tables podcast here. I'm your host, as always, Tony, with my co-host tonight, the bizarre one, Dave. How you doing tonight, Dave?
Hey, I'm doing good. How's it going?
All right, doing pretty good over here. Welcome, everybody, to another Tuesday night edition of Get the Tables podcast. We do appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Quite a bit to talk about, from Raw to SmackDown Live. I think the buzz around the wrestling community is what Becky Lynch has been up to these last two nights. It's been very interesting, to say the least. Again, thank you, everybody, for... Hey, it's Bob Ruski. How y'all guys doing tonight? So, appreciate y'all joining us, even though I know the president is talking, so we're up against some huge competition tonight. So, thank you, everybody, for joining us and talking with us tonight. A lot to talk about. So, let's jump right into Monday Night Raw, where we did see Stephanie McMahon kick off Monday Night Raw. She basically says no one wants to see Becky beat Ronda more than her. And that's when we see Becky Lynch kind of just interrupt her mid sentence before she could even really say much to the crowd. Becky says she has asked her about her knee. She is fine. To kind of sum up the whole thing and what went down was basically Stephanie McMahon says she can't let Becky Lynch compete if she is not medically cleared by doctors. Basically, you all saw what happened at the Royal Rumble, where she was pushed off the steel steps by Nia Jax onto the floor, and she apparently twisted her knee and is, hasn't really been wrestling since then, and apparently is too injured to wrestle. She says she's fine and has fought her entire life to get to this point and struggled to get to it, and that's when things started heating up. Steph says Ronda and Becky is probably the biggest match in WrestleMania history, and if she wants it to happen, she should see the doctor. Becky says she doesn't want her moment to be taken away, and that's when Steph says she will be forced to suspend Becky. Becky refuses, and Stephanie actually finally does suspend her, and that's when we see Becky Lynch pretty much cold clock Stephanie McMahon. They fought a little bit on she started punching her while Stephanie was laying down. Officials ended up trying to break them up, and that's what led to Stephanie McMahon kind of kicking her in her knee to kind of get Becky Lynch off of her, and they have pretty much escorted her out of the building. So it was really Austin and McMahon-esque. They're really trying to build the boss versus Becky Lynch, where Stephanie McMahon is trying to, I guess, hold her back from going up against Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. And I can see the kind of the storyline to where Becky Lynch doesn't really trust the doctors of the WWE because, they work for Stephanie McMahon. So she's probably going to think in the back of her mind that, Stephanie might screw her over or screw her out of this match. And also, plus, the whole incident back at Survivor Series before then where she had her nose broken. So it's very interesting to see how this started off, and it getting physical at that. She put her in the armbar. It was a pretty much intense opening to Raw, but they're really playing up this Austin and McMahon type storyline, in my opinion. We also got something happening tonight as well with Becky Lynch. So Dave, what did you think of the opening of Raw? I saw a lot of mixed reactions to it. Some people didn't like it. Some people did. What did you think of the opening segment? Thank you, Smart Spot, for the Super Hearts.
I thought it was good. I mean, I thought it was a great way to start the show. I don't know if there's so much going McMahon Austin. Maybe they are. To me, and especially after tonight too, we got with her and Triple H. It seems more and more they're trying to either show Vince or do something like, hey, look, this is really hot. You know, they're trying to make it more and more and more, like keep this thing burning and burning so it's so big that it has to main event WrestleMania.
Right.
Type thing. You have her doing these little segments with Triple H and Stephanie and just to keep it going and keep it going. So if they could, who knows, that could happen down the line. Stephanie and Becky Lynch. I mean, it's very possible. I know people don't like the comparison to Stone Cold with the whole McMahon. In any way, Becky compare, because people hate Becky in general anyway, it seems like now, which I thought she did. She tweeted about it. I thought was pretty funny when she got people on there. But yeah. But it's just, I thought it was good. A great way to start. It looks like Stephanie was a little scared because she was like literally holding her face so she could get hit in the face actually because but
it wasn't
didn't
the
look
best
as good
delivery when she was on the ground because Becky kind of whiffed a couple on some punches. You can
do it. Yeah.
You can tell that she didn't really want to hit the boss, but you know, but in real life, she probably didn't want to actually accidentally hit her.
Hit her.
Yes,
yeah.
A couple of those misses, some of those punches missed, but I thought.
Now, did you see the King where he said that Becky came to him about because a few months ago that they wanted her to start tighten up her punches so when more punches make her more like a physical wrestler. And so she went to the King about how to throw punches and have him teach her how to throw really good punches.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're trying to... The King was talking about that on his podcast, I believe, that she came to him about throwing punches and all that, about the best way to do it, because they want her to be more physical and be more like that. Be more like that, I guess, Austin character. And you can't deny Becky Lynch. I mean, people can hate on her, say she's not drawing ratings, say no one's going to see her at the show. The crowd in the arenas are going nuts for Becky Lynch. No one's getting that reaction at all, male or female.
It's weird
right now.
that a lot of people have been saying that she's not a draw. The ratings haven't increased since she's been, getting this type of push, or her merchandise is not selling. But it seems to me, at least, when she's there in that arena, the crowd goes apeshit for her. They're very over for Becky Lynch. Whoever is facing Becky Lynch is the hill in their eyes. If it's Ronda, if it's Charlotte, God, it could be Auska, and they would probably not cheer for it. And we saw that, actually, where, they were kind of booing Auska as well. So she's definitely over with the crowd. Now, it's not resulting in people buying her merchandise or people going out of their way to buy a ticket to SmackDown or to even maybe Raw, but when she's out there, they seem to really love her. And that's what I kind of find weird. I don't get it, because when you see wrestlers have that huge reaction, it usually precedes to them, selling out arenas or selling out of merchandise. But when it seems to come to Becky Lynch, it's not, going that direction at the moment.
I mean, do we know for sure that she's not selling any merchandise? I mean, do we know for sure that people aren't tuning in to see Becky Lynch? I mean, maybe they are. Just because they say one rating, like, okay, just because it's not like tens of millions of viewers when Becky Lynch is out there doesn't mean it's not her fault Raw has bad ratings. I mean, Raw ratings weren't terrible this past week. I mean, they were slightly down from last week, but I don't think that's because of Becky Lynch. That was because it was the Rumble, and you're likely to go down after a Rumble after Mania.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but that's what I read on Twitter, that, nothing's changed since she's been getting this push. And, the merchandise, nothing she's not number one in the books. But, she did sell out that, the Royal Rumble access, and not sure how she's going to do this year. Maybe they'll announce it. Maybe she'll be the highest seller again. But it's just weird. Like, she is, you would have to admit, I know a lot of people may not like her, but she's one of the most over characters on the roster right now, especially in the last couple of months. The fans have gone wild for her. Now,
she's definitely the most over woman.
Yes, that's for sure. At the moment, absolutely. It's just weird how it's just not portraying to other things, as in merch sales or ticket sales.
I mean, okay, so who is the highest? I wonder who is the highest selling woman there, a female athlete? Is it Sasha Banks or Bayley?
I would probably say Ronda.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, because like I told you,
so does Becky Lynch?
I didn't tell anybody in the chat when I went to the WWE live event. There was no other women wrestling shirts other than Ronda Rousey. So
maybe that's why. That's why Becky's not selling.
Well, too.
Maybe that's what. Go ahead.
If you're selling a lot of merch of a certain wrestler and shirt, you're going to probably put that on your merch sale. And Ronda Rousey, when I was there live watching her, granted Becky Lynch wasn't there, she was over with the crowd. The crowd loved her. Now, if she's not facing Becky Lynch, I wonder how the crowd would react to her still. I know some people are starting getting around on her and started getting to seeing her tendencies and critiquing her a lot harder. But it's just weird that there wasn't other merchandise for women on for sale.
It's hilarious to me though. People who just rag on Becky Lynch. I mean, a lot of them are probably the same people who are saying, "Oh, she's not getting what she deserves. She should be a champion and all that." And now it's like the same old, same old. It's like fickle wrestling fans.
Yeah, people. Too. It's eventually some people are going to get tired of people's acts, and if people are tired of Becky Lynch, you can't blame them. Some people may not like her cocky attitude, the man stick. I can understand that.
Is it because it's Becky Lynch doing it?
I'm not at that level yet, but I can see how people can see that. That's pretty much the only thing she relies on is the man stuff. What else does she provide for the fans other than she's good on the microphone? She's that badass, doesn't take shit from no one type of character. Because we even said it in the chat room, and we've even said it on the show, she's not that great of a wrestler. She's not, a lot of people are not going to go and go out of their way to watch, a Becky Lynch and Ronda match because they know it's not probably going to be that good. And that's why they're more likely going to insert Charlotte.
See, I don't know about that. I don't think Becky is as terrible as everyone keeps saying she is in the ring. I mean, I just don't think it's as bad as everyone. I mean, it can't be no worse than how Ronda Rousey wrestles out there, and she's terrible.
But see, there's a huge difference in that. You can't really compare her to Ronda because Ronda is still greener than grass right now. She just basically got into wrestling, 2 years ago? Becky's been in it a lot longer than her. And I can name probably 5 women wrestlers that are better in the ring than her. And I'm not saying that's not a knock on Becky. It's just the truth. That's all. It's just the truth.
I just don't think she would go out there and they would have a terrible match at WrestleMania. I just don't.
See, I don't know. Because other than maybe Nia, she's faced pretty much pretty solid wrestlers. I mean, you can probably debate with Alexa Bliss, of course, but Sasha, Bayley, who else was this?
Does that Bayley match even count, though?
I'm sorry?
Does that Bayley match even count, though? I mean, come on.
That's a match. I did not count it.
It was a throwaway match. It was a throwaway
match, though.
I don't know. And Natalya, but she's wrestled some good ring veterans, and I mean, to me, it's just another sign that a lot of people say, "Oh, Becky's not good in the ring at all," so the match would be terrible. So that's why they're going to add Charlotte.
Honest, that's all WWE capitalize on is one thing with superstars. Yeah, that's a fair point, and it's just I can see why WWE is having second thoughts. Yes, the feud's there, the intensity, the one-on-one contact. If you just wanting to see Becky Lynch punch the shit out of Ronda, it's there. But would it be a 5-star Meltzer? Probably not.
I mean, who cares what Meltzer says, though?
I'm just, would it be a great match? I'm not sure. And I can see why WWE is kind of having second thoughts of wanting to add Charlotte to the mix. I can understand that.
Is this what we're at, though, where we're like saying, "Oh, will it be a Meltzer 5-star classic?" I mean, it's just to me, Meltzer is just some guy giving his opinion. Where does his opinion matter? Like, where does our opinion matters? Honestly, it doesn't. But I mean, I'm just saying, I don't think a lot of us judge anything by what Meltzer says. Oh, it was only a 2-star, so I better not watch that.
I'm not saying that. I don't care what Meltzer's saying. I'm just saying it probably wouldn't be a great match. It'd probably be a better one being a triple threat. What's up, Jody? I'm sorry you can't see the chat room in Periscope. I don't know what's the deal with Periscope. Maybe I need to re-download the app. Maybe that'll help and get some of these guys that are able to see the chat room again. Because it's really upsetting that some of these people cannot see the chat room. I don't understand it. But yeah, Becky Lynch slaps or punches Stephanie. She attacks him a bit, and she's suspended from Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live indefinitely. But we did see her show up tonight.
Fun. Yeah, it was fun.
It was definitely something we hadn't seen in a while, other than Ronda getting her hands on Steph. But you had to kind of figure that was going to eventually happen where Becky would lay her hands on Stephanie. I'm surprised we didn't, like we talked about over the weekend, that she didn't give her a stone cold stunner.
Yeah, but I like how they played that up, though, where she's like, don't say it. And then she just knocked the crap out of her. Like, okay, I wish it could have been a little bit more physical, but... You know, for what it was fun. It was good. I was surprised they started the show with it, but
appreciate all the invites and shares, guys.
I thought they would build it up a little bit. Like Becky Lynch is here tonight. You know, I'd build it up a little bit, maybe the second hour at least. You know, but yeah, it was fun. I thought I enjoyed it, and it was interesting. She was really limping last night, but tonight she didn't seem to be limping so much.
Yeah, tonight she was. You know.
You notice that too?
Yeah. And like, we all know it's not a real legit knee injury, so she may sometimes not live up to the injury. But
she sold it good last night.
She has to remember, folks, that she's injured, and I think even Spees have mentioned it, that sometimes she was like selling the wrong leg at one point. So yeah, she's got to remember what leg that brace is and what leg to limp off and stuff like that. But it was a pretty hot segment to a Raw that was not that very good last night, because after this, folks, it just goes downhill from here. And all right, we got the Ronda and Becky Lynch backstage segment. And this is what Ronda, and you tweeted this out. This is what Ronda sounds like to me when she talks.
What do you call the difference between old man and a little squirt gun? Dang old aforementioned antiquities pursuant to the public domain title 9-7 of the state resource code. But I tell you what, man, they're tight. Tell you what, man, he gets all prettied up and then old Coleman's hair rolling off to the side, man. Like, get my good side, man. You're dang old pretty sissy out like that.
She was talking backstage with Becky Lynch, and I couldn't understand a word she was saying. And I had to go back and read actually what she said. I know she said, ice that knee, bitch, or some shit like that. But basically, what is up with Ronda and her promos lately, especially with her going 100 miles per hour? To me, it feels like she wants to just hurry up and say it and get it over with because she doesn't want to forget what she has to say. That's what it feels like to me.
It's like maybe they're telling her to cut it short or just say it really fast and get it out. I don't know, but I don't understand a word she said. I had no clue what she said to Becky Lynch, what she said to the Riot Squad. No, maybe she should just tweet it out, and then we know. Just tweet so we can all just read it.
Promos for now on, Ronda. That would help a lot of people.
I was like, huh? What did she say to Becky Lynch? And then the ring, the next segment later, it's like she says something to Liv Morgan, or maybe it was to Sarah. That's what it was.
All
and
these fans hate me, or I don't know what she was saying. Like, she could tell.
And then
the fans are starting to get to her.
Honorable mention to Ruby Riott killed her on Twitter with that tweet she sent out. I was like, dang.
I didn't see the tweet. I have to go back.
Oh, you should look it up. She killed her. She killed her on Twitter. It was great.
Stone Cold Becky Lynch against the McMahons feels like the Attitude Era again. I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely Attitude Era-esque, but they haven't really gone over the Attitude Era limit yet. We'll see how far they get with this involvement with the McMahons and Becky.
See, I think it's more about getting Becky more and more over to the point where they have to make her the main event no matter what. Even if it is, everyone says it can't be one-on-one, which, honestly, if you ask me what I think is going to happen with this whole thing, that's why I think they're doing this. Everyone thinks it's going to be Charlotte, and then since it's not going to be that way, and they're just building Becky up and building her up, so she has to be the main event with Ronda. And then you have the obvious choice would have to be Charlotte and Auska, because who else on SmackDown can face Auska? Nobody.
I think someone was saying something about on Twitter the other day, and I was like, that's probably what they may do. It's just go with a kind of like a fatal 4-way, 5-way, maybe for them to try to get all the women onto the show. that maybe they go that way on the SmackDown Live SmackDown Live with the Auska, because I don't think Auska is going to be wrestling at the Elimination Chamber.
I don't think Ronda is either,
and they shouldn't be. They should not be wrestling. And I know a lot of people are kind of talking about Seth Rollins, and I know we've been hearing breaking news from Sean Ross Sapp, Usos might not sign with the WWE. Well, okay, that's interesting. Uso Penitentiary might be packing up and moving elsewhere, I guess.
Cue the Cody gift.
Yep, cue the Cody gift, exactly. Now, got the news over the weekend. I think it came out Monday, or I'm not really sure what day it came out on, but they said that he wrestled injured with the Brock segment, and that, no, I'm reading the chat, and now they're going to be keeping him off TV. They're just going to keep him up to promos, and a lot of people are like, well, what is he going to do at Elimination Chamber? Who is he going to wrestle? Now, if I was going there live, I could understand being a little bit upset not seeing Seth Rollins wrestle. He's one of the top guys in the WWE. But who is there for him to really wrestle? I mean, you have Bobby Lashley in a few.
I mean, that seems like that we were there going there, for a minute when Bobby Lashley beat up Seth Rollins at the Rumble, was it the Rumble? Yeah, I think it was. But, yeah, somewhere. But, yeah, I mean, who knows? Yeah, I agree. I mean, I thought Raw felt different. I guess I didn't even notice Rollins.
Raw was real different last night because you didn't have any real big guns on the show. No Rollins, no Brock.
Well, who do they have, though? I mean, Brock is not going to be there.
Well,
Rollins,
in general, there was no one really that made you have to tune in to see what was going to happen on last night on Raw. I mean, the fucking main event was Braun Strowman and Kurt Angle taking on Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre.
You had Ronda Rousey.
That doesn't scream, I'm going to stay up for 3 hours and watch this main event. Because before the Kurt Angle announcement happened, I knew what was going to fucking happen. I tweeted it, and it actually did happen. But we'll get to that. So a lot of people are talking about Ronda Rousey. She speaks too fast, and that I can tell that the crowd is getting into her, and I don't think she wants the crowd to getting
to her, yeah.
And I don't think she wants the crowd to mess her up like they did last week. So she's just trying to mumble through real quick, and she pretty much killed the Riot Squad. She beat Liv Morgan, she beat Sarah Logan. It looks like maybe Ruby Riott might get a chance at Ronda in the next couple of weeks before WrestleMania.
Hey, it could be at the Chamber. They might have Ronda wrestle just to add another star power to it.
That's very true. They could do that because Riott has nothing going on right now. Ruby Riott,
look at Chamber. I mean, it's just, it's really not that appealing, really. Yes, you got women tag titles. I get that. But is that really what's appealing to people at the whole pay-per-view? Yeah, I think that's why they threw Daniel Bryan in an Elimination Chamber match, because it's like, okay, what else do we got? I mean, that's it. You don't got no Rollins, like you said. I doubt Dean Ambrose is going to be on the card. I highly doubt it. We'll get there. But
Dean Ambrose, bro. Oh, my God.
We'll get there, but yeah. I mean, yeah, Chamber, all the 2 Chamber matches. That's it. I'm sure it'll be Lashley and Finn Balor for the IC title at the Chamber. And the Revival getting their...
We might get Ronda. Oh, we got fucking Shane and McMiz, excuse me.
Yeah, versus the Usos.
We'll have...
And we're going to get the... Hey, at least it's a different match. It's not like it's the Usos' 50th millionth time versus the same tag team. Man.
I don't care for the Miz right now. I never thought I would ever say that about The Miz. I was, one of Miz's biggest supporters, and now he's just become a pussy boy.
But how many times in this new era where no more rematches are we going to get the Revival versus Chad and Gable? Chad and Rude. Gable and Rude.
Hey, yeah. We have some interesting tag teams developing on Raw, though. We'll get into that in just a few minutes. So
yeah, I got a problem with that when we get to that. I got a problem with
any thoughts on Sarah Logan, Ronda Rousey, Liv Morgan, and Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, she killed them, and then she called out Ruby on Twitter and all that, and then Ruby responded and killed her.
I saw that, no effects. I think, were you the one who tweeted us out? Because WWE posted Dean Ambrose WWE champion on the WWE.com. They kind of goofed there. Yeah, she was pissed. You could tell. Yeah, she wasn't. She was.
Road Dogg goofed up too. He's like, I won half of the tag champions. What?
Yeah, he's predicting the future. Everybody. Again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I know we're up against the big old president tonight, so we got some huge competition. But we do thank you guys for popping in and joining with us tonight. We're also on Twitch as well. If you haven't already, go over there and follow us on Twitch at Get the Tables. It's the same as the Twitter handle. Let's see. Unfollow you, then unfollow you again, but that may hurt my. Oh, I'll just remod you, Jody. No problem with that. But thank you guys. Also, if you haven't already, misfollowed Brandon Cantino. He posted up a picture tonight. He was able, because the person that's making our shirts lives by Brandon, he was able to go cop a shirt from the guy who made it. So he posted up a picture. So go check that on the Twitter page, everybody. Let us know what you think of the shirts. We really would appreciate that. And thank you, everybody, for popping in on Twitch as well. So let's get to what we had was a fatal four-way.
Oh, good.
To get a #1 contenders match to go on to face Gable and Rude. I guess at the Elimination Chamber, they really didn't specify on when they would get their tag title shot, but the winner would get one. Hey, Michael Berry, how you doing tonight, dude?
But
we had
also
Lucha House Party. We had the B
funny.
Team. We had the Revival, and we had getting in their second shot at titles, Heavy Machinery.
What's their names?
Heavy Machinery.
No, their actual names.
Otis and oh my God, I always forget Tucker Knight.
Tucker.
Yes.
No. It's not. It's only Otis and Tucker. It's no longer Otis Dos Vision.
Oh,
Tucker
that's
Knight.
right. They gave him the one name, right? They changed it to just Tucker. Oh.
And Otis, just Otis now. So they did it again.
They get rid of Otis's last name, and now he's just Otis. Oh my God.
Yeah, I have a problem with this. I really do. I have a big problem with this. Nothing. I like Heavy Machinery. They're entertaining and fun to watch. But how is this fair to any of the other teams? It's one thing for them to be on both shows wrestling, but to get 2 title opportunities, or at least a chance at title opportunity, and it's like in like 3 or like not 3 days. It's not Thursdays no more, but fine. But within like 2 weeks, with less than a week of each, with less than 7 days, you get chance to have 2 title shots.
Yeah.
That's
not
like,
very fair.
Where's sanity? They can't even get on TV.
Yeah.
Hell, put the colognes in there. Shit.
The
That was
Colognes.
not.
Get out of here. Now,
Hey, give them something. Anybody.
now we
That's so
got
ridiculous.
the Revival winning again. They
What a surprise.
win again, and they will go on to face Gable and Rude at a later date. But it seems like really WWE is really high on Heavy Machinery. I mean, you would just put them in tag title shot matches if they didn't think highly of these two.
I don't think they think highly of them. I think they think these guys are like too cool. They're doing the worm gimmick. Oh, it's funny. They're funny. I think Vince sees them as the sideshow. That's why he keeps putting them out there. Yeah, they could win the tag titles, but it's not going to be taken seriously. They're going to be looked at as like a joke. But yeah, I mean, I hate this because I'm so sick of seeing these teams. Yes, I'm sure they put on great matches. You said you've seen them have a tag match live and it was great, but it's just new era. I mean, what the hell? It's just no more rematches.
Yeah, they
has Chad Gable and Bobby Roode faced anybody else for the tag titles besides the Revival?
Good question. I don't think they have. Now, good point by Red Sox fans saying there's breaking news. It depends on what breaking news is to you. If you're an All Elite Wrestling fan and excited for them to debut very, very soon, they just made another new signing. They just signed Jimmy Havoc to All Elite Wrestling. So that should be bringing more hardcore to that show.
Yeah.
That's gonna. I know a lot of people are happy to see that. And don't forget, everybody,
you're not a Havoc fan, are you?
I'm not. He's the light bulbs and wrestles and all that type of crap. I don't necessarily dig it too much, but I'm not gonna dog him. I think he's a good wrestler. I haven't really seen him in any other matches other than him doing, giving people paper cuts and throwing light bulbs at people's faces and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna comment on it, but it sounds like it's a huge signing for All Elite Wrestling, according to Red Sox fan. Orton in talks with AEW, according to Sean Ross. Orton's AEW, I'll believe that when I see it. To me, Randy Orton's a lifer. I'll believe that when I see it.
Just like No DQ putting out, what if John Cena went to AEW? They're putting that out there.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Jimmy Havoc, Red Sox fan, and I won't lie to you about that. I've seen a couple of his matches on his not his Twitter, but some people posted some videos of him, and most of them are those hardcore matches. So it should be interesting to see how he's used in All Elite.
I've seen him and Sammy.
Another name added to the roster.
Yeah, I've seen him and Sammy have a match in the UK when they did Impact in UK a few months ago, and they did those two fighting each other. But yeah, I mean, Jimmy Havoc is one of those guys, hardcore wrestling, whatever. Yeah.
So the Revival against Gable and Roode again on a later date, so something to get kind of excited for. I know Spees
Not really.
is geeking up for that. Get the Revival, hopefully some tag team titles around their waist.
Yeah, but will it matter? I mean, after this many opportunities, like how many times do we gotta like sit there through this match? Oh, the 1,000th time they're actually gonna win the titles? I mean, it's like it's meaningless, kind of like if they win them after 50 tries, it doesn't mean as much anymore.
You would have to assume
it's like the slam dunk contest. You know, it's like the dunk contest. If you get the dunk the first try, it looks awesome.
Right.
But if it takes you like 50 tries just to do that one spectacular dunk, it's not as good anymore. It loses its flavor.
What's up, TP Poker? Welcome to the show. Sorry, I had the Twitch browser down, so I didn't see the chat. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. No, man, Red Sox is trolling tonight, man. Jesus Lord. Let's see. Next, we had Kurt Angle making his way to the ring. He's going to make this huge announcement about what he's going to make of his career. If he's going to do a retire and all this crap. And I basically tweeted out this. He's going to come down, talk about, he doesn't really have it much anymore. Corbin's going to interrupt. And Strowman's going to come down for the save. And that's basically what exactly happened, minus me not mentioning Drew McIntyre. Kurt Angle's out there talking about, Father Time he can't beat it. It might be time for him to move on. And then that's when we get Baron Corbin, which then led to McIntyre coming down. And Strowman comes down to the rescue. And then we ended up getting a tag match for the main event. What do you think this is leading up to with Kurt Angle? You have to assume this will probably be his last couple of months with WWE. Maybe WrestleMania. He might get a WrestleMania match. I saw a lot of people tweet out maybe him and Cena teaming up.
I don't know about
in a match against McIntyre and Corbin. I'm not sure how long Corbin and McIntyre and Angle are going to feud for. But what are your thoughts on what they're doing with Kurt Angle right now?
Hey, if they want to keep it like this and have this be, I guess we'll see it again at WrestleMania possibly, since... Spoiler alert, we didn't really get a finish to the match. We got a DQ finish at the end. So, I mean, maybe this is a WrestleMania tag match. I mean, because give Kurt Angle one last spot. Like, it's going to hurt Drew to wait a little bit longer to be pushed like everyone wants him to be pushed. It'll only be, what you want to see Drew and Cena. I mean, it can happen anytime. But, hey, or they could even do Corbin. Does anyone really want to see Corbin and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania?
No, that's not a fucking WrestleMania match.
Yeah, exactly. If you have to do it, do it in a tag match. I'd rather see it done like this in a tag match,
Oh,
and then,
I'd rather see Cena end up facing McIntyre at WrestleMania. Get McIntyre that win over Cena to maybe push McIntyre up the totem pole for a title shot maybe against Rollins down the line. Thank you, Mike Drop, for the Super Hearts.
Yeah, but it can easily happen later on. You could do all that later on, because if Rollins wins the title's not going to be on Raw every week where you can challenge Rollins. So it wouldn't make no much difference.
I don't know exactly what they're doing, but it's a shame to see Kurt Angle, man. I
think he looks decent out there tonight.
Man, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Kurt Angle should retire. Kurt Angle, and you could tell like the difference between guys. Like, look at Jeff Jarrett, about the same age as Kurt Angle, and he's out there. He looks in better shape. He's actually having a one-on-one match that is actually decent.
This match is good.
And Angle struggles, man, when he's out in that ring. He struggles picking up people. He struggles just going long. I think that's why they're having him in tag matches. They noticed. When I was there live, he wrestled live against Baron Corbin. He just doesn't look like he has it anymore.
See, I was more interested in the Angle match than I was watching Jeff Jarrett wrestle again.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you on that, but it just seems that, Kurt Angle, it's just not the same anymore. It just seems like he really needs to give it up. And I'm not trying to be mean or nothing. He's had a great career, but his longevity, the stuff that he did, the physical, the mental abuse that he did to himself, his body is definitely, like JT in the chat room said on Twitch, his body's failing him. It just doesn't look. He doesn't look like the Olympic hero in that ring anymore. And I know he's older now, but he just doesn't look good in that ring.
I mean, he could. That's why I think if you put him in these tag matches, it helps him because he's not focused the whole match.
Yeah, he can go out there and he can get that hot tag, go in there, do a couple of moves, angle slams, ankle lock, game over. Strowman can do the majority of the work. Now, if they do what Cena can do majority of the work. It's just weird how they keep trying to do stuff with him, and it looks like they're going to give him. His last
they don't have no other option.
Out the door this coming WrestleMania. It looks like.
I mean, like you said, with no superstar Seth on the show, so you had to throw Angle in there because you had and Corbin and Strowman because you really have nothing else right now.
Yeah, that Speeds puts Angle looks like he's hanging out for that one badass feud that will allow him to walk away, and I think that'll probably hopefully happen to him at WrestleMania. Angle, and he can get out. No, not Corbin. God, not Corbin. I could see him maybe calling for John Cena to give him some help to go on and face Corbin and McIntyre. I can see that eventually happen. Maybe.
So what do you do with Strowman?
Strowman, fucking put him in the goddamn Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't fucking know. Strowman to me has lost so much star
what if they do that
to
Drew?
He has lost so much star power. He's just become stale to me. Strowman is a walking get these hands over and over, repeat, rinse, all that stuff. His
like the
matches
Big Show.
don't entertain me anymore. His promos are boring. It's always just get these hands and him running around the ring and doing a little fucking train, him just running over people. I don't like it. I don't like this Strowman anymore.
It seems like Raw, more than anything, would really benefit from some type of shakeup or something right now.
Well, a lot of people in the chat room are saying that there's supposed to be another shakeup soon in April, apparently. So.
Oh, that's the rumor, because it was advertisement leaked about after WrestleMania.
Thanks, for the Super Heart, man. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you,
but if they are
Spark Spot and Mike Kenobi.
If they are going to do a draft again, I think they would wait sooner it'd be closer to, when they go to Fox.
Well, what I was reading online as well, I don't mean to be just all over the place tonight, but apparently Fox is possibly thinking about canceling SmackDown Live if they don't start bringing up the ratings. Not as in, ending the deal, but they wouldn't air on Fox. SmackDown Live would air on FS1. So we'll touch more of that on Saturday. But yeah, that's interesting to see that they put that out there, that if SmackDown Live doesn't start increasing their ratings, that they're going to move it from to FS1, which it could possibly really happen. So you would have to expect...
That'd be a benefit. Well, do you think that'd benefit FS1 more than anything?
Well, I don't know, but you would think it would benefit fans who can't afford cable, But you would have to assume that this superstar shakeup is probably going to happen because they need to get the big guns over on SmackDown Live.
Raw doesn't have many big guns, though.
No.
I mean, so who are you going to put? Rollins is their biggest
I would probably put on SmackDown Live. You would have to probably assume if Brock Lesnar's still around, you put him on SmackDown Live. You're going to probably put
he's not going to be there much, though.
Yeah, probably
but they're not doing great for them now. You have Strowman. I mean, is he really your big gun, him and Seth Rollins?
Bob Ruski, go to FS1 instead. Sling TV don't fucking have regular Fox. That's fine. Yeah, it's just speculation. Not sure. I mean, they could be bringing people in too. We don't know what's going to happen. So we'll touch more on that probably on Friday when we're talking, chatting Impact and more on Saturday as well.
I didn't hear about that. Yeah, but I mean, it would benefit their other channel, but I don't know if they would just say they can't cancel the deal because
No,
they already did
they
it.
can't cancel the
Yeah.
deal, but they can move them from a different channel. All right, so we had Sasha and Bayley taking on Nikki and Alicia Fox. And before this match actually happened, I know we talked about it last week. Now, Nikki Cross and Alicia Fox is a random tag team together. But I actually liked them together. I thought it made sense. And I liked them even more after what we saw Monday night. They fit so perfectly together with how crazy they are. They attacked Sasha Banks and Bayley before the match. And Speeds and the Benchmark did make it a good point on their show last night that they really made Nikki and Alicia look super weak, especially when you have Bayley and Sasha get attacked. Sasha doesn't even get in the match, and basically Bayley beats them 2-on-1. So Bayley and Sasha's moving on to Elimination Chamber. I thought the match for what it was pretty entertaining, and I really dig the Nikki Cross and Alicia Fox duo. I'm not sure if they're going to keep them together or not, but it looks like Nikki's a heel now. What did you think of the match?
I really enjoyed this whole setup. I mean, the promo before the match was really good, with Nikki saying Alicia loves the chaos and lets Nikki play, and it was just great. And the fact that they attacked them before the match and beat the crap out of them, it was great. This is one of my favorite matches from last night because it had a great story. This whole match did set up. I mean, whoever put it together did a great job because you have the faces get beat up by, the heels. I guess that's what Alicia and Nikki are. And then Bayley to get her ass kicked through the whole match and then over and over. And then she gets that babyface roll-up where she can't even get a tag out of the match. I thought it was a great way to do it. I had no problem with how they finished. I don't think they made them look weak. It's just one of those things where you got caught. Alicia Fox got caught, and she lost 1, 2, 3. It happens. I mean, it's not like it's the end of the world. It wasn't like it was Kurt Hawkins rolling up the Revival after being in there for 20 minutes and beating them. I mean, I thought it was a great way to tell Sasha and Bayley as the favorites to win the tag titles, to going into Chamber and showing how good they are. They're a favorite going in, and look what they did there. So
even with
I liked it.
Even with her pretty much beating them in a handicap match.
It wasn't really a handicap match. It was just she got rolled up, and then I mean that happens. I don't think it made them look weak because it was just one of those things where you snuck in a pinfall or something. You know, it's like I don't think it was weak though. It made them look weak. I thought both teams looked really good out there. There was even points where Sasha got involved in the match. She even pulled Bayley away from getting nailed in the ring post or whatever you want to call that thing, the LAD board. It was a ring post.
So all of the women have been chosen for the
You didn't like the match?
No, I thought the match was good. That's the only down part I had. But I thought the match itself was pretty damn good. And like I said, I like Alicia Fox and Nikki Cross together. I hope they keep them together. Now, the competitors have been named for the Elimination Chamber. We have Auska. Excuse me, not Auska. We have Naomi and Carmella together. They announced them two together tonight. We have the Iconics as well. We have Sonya and Mandy. We have the Hug and Boss connection with Bayley and Sasha Banks. We have the Riot Squad. And who am I missing, Dave? I'm missing. Oh, and Nia Jax.
Your favorite. Oh yeah. You know what's crazy about this? Raw women have to qualify. SmackDown women just get added to the match.
Yeah, because they don't have much, I guess, of a tag division. They're just like, all right, we're just going to let every women in the match.
Well, they could do it where it's like, you could say that too, I guess, but they could do something where it's like, you at least have to wrestle. I mean, we'll get there to SmackDown, never mind. I'll go there in a minute, but yeah.
So
it's just strange how no one has to qualify.
Are you excited for Elimination Chamber, seeing that that's who are the competitors in the Chamber? I think everyone be another clusterfuck.
I think it'll be a clusterfuck. Yeah, definitely. But everyone's favorite is probably Sasha and Bayley, and you know what I think is probably going to happen? It's probably going to be Nia and Tamina who win it. It probably is because everyone hates Nia Jax.
Just to get the fans up.
Yeah, it seems that's where they're going to. I would love to see Mandy and Sonya win it, but man, I think it's going to be because everyone hates them. Then you got to see them on both shows.
Oh, God.
How bad is that? Can you see Nia on both shows now? Man.
Yeah, the fans would love that. I'll tell you what.
I mean, it seems like the writing's on the wall with that.
So let's go through the chat room. SmackDown Live didn't have matches for the elimination. Nope, that did not. I'm doing good. I vote for Cross and Fox. I do not like Sasha, says Artie. How come Lacey Evans hasn't had a match on TV yet? Everyone else has had a match except for her and Lars. I'm not sure.
Lars is another story.
Lars, we're not sure what the hell's going on with Lars.
Did you hear about the Lars thing going around?
The only thing was I heard that he was supposed to be Daniel Bryan's.
Yeah, that was
he was
crazy.
Supposed to be what Rowan was supposed to be.
Yeah, that makes sense though, doesn't it? It's like, oh, I guess it would make sense. Here comes Rowan out of nowhere for some reason just to help Daniel Bryan, but I guess that would have made sense had been Lars the one who would have supposed to come out and help him.
Mike Drop said also it's listed as an international superstar shakeup. So what I've read about that is that they're allowed to take people from any brand, from UK, from NXT. I'm not sure if 205 Live counts, but yeah, so they're allowed to take wherever. So I'm telling you, SmackDown Live is going to load their show with people.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Did you see what Dream said at the little interview after Halftime Heat?
No, I did not.
He basically said, this is the premier brand in WWE. Not Raw, not SmackDown, not 205 Live, not NXT UK. We are the best brand in the WWE. I was like, wow, it's like, I figured you guys are all getting called up, but now you're taking shots at them.
Yeah, well, that's their brand. They're going to stick up for it. Now, this next segment on Raw, which was Road Dogg and Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Coming down, and they start singing "My Baby Tonight" again, and Elias ends up interrupting them. Back to heel Elias, so he was pretty good on the mic, had some good shots at Road Dogg and Jeff Jarrett. But let's get to the match itself, because Jeff Jarrett and Elias was a competitive match, which it shouldn't have been, to me at least. Elias should have just destroyed Jeff Jarrett, but Elias does get the win. But who gets the last laugh? Of course, Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg, where Jeff Jarrett smacks him in the back with the guitar. I don't know if it was not gimmicked right or what, but the guitar didn't explode or nothing. It was a pretty rough hit to the back. You could tell Elias felt that. When do we see Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg as your new tag team champions, Dave?
Well, as long as they beat the Revival, probably soon. So, and hey, Road Dogg is the writer, so I mean it's possible. He's a writer, so
what
he's
is this? And I know you tweeted that at least Elias is getting on TV, but what?
That was a joke
for popping in, and thank you for taking the picture of the shirt tonight, man. It looked fantastic. I appreciate that. What does this do for Elias? What does this win over Jeff Jarrett do for? Why does it always happen to Elias? Where he's getting these old-timers. He ends up getting over them, but they get the last laugh on Elias. What does this do for him? It does nothing for Elias. It doesn't get him he's already over with the crowd, as you can see. What else does Elias have to do to actually show the WWE that he needs to have some type of gold around his waist? Or actually be in a serious feud? Because he gets feuds with Bobby Lashley, which went nowhere. He ended up losing. Who else did he feud with, Dave? Just to throw out some other feuds. I can't even think. Seth Rollins, I guess, you want to say that.
Finn Balor, I think.
He hasn't really had that feud yet to where you're like, damn, Elias is really stepping out, really showing me something.
Strowman,
but he got destroyed by him. So
I know, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing some feuds out there. Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
To me, Elias reminds me a lot of Damian Sandow, where he's over with the crowd, but always gets stuck in these stupid gimmicks or stupid feuds, and it does nothing for him. Because Elias has done it all. He's got the fans over organically. Remember, he was that guy on NXT where he was the drifter. He never really said anything. He just played a couple of strums on his guitar, and that was it. And now he's out there doing, concert-like stuff and bashing the crowd to where the crowd is hating him. But yet they do nothing with him. Can you figure that out, Dave? Do you know why they're not doing anything with Elias?
I mean, I can tell you probably why. I mean, it's probably our favorite word to hear. Creative really has nothing for you, and that's basically he's working with creative right now. So I mean, that's pretty bad. He has to work with creative just to get on TV and have whatever they're doing here. I mean, I don't understand why they're doing this with Jeff Jarrett. Maybe it's like what you said earlier. Raw really had no star power. Maybe that's why you had Kurt Angle in the main event. Maybe that's why you had Jeff Jarrett, to have some kind of star power to the show, I guess. Which, it was so strange to me to see Jeff Jarrett out there doing the classic, 90s Jeff Jarrett line with who he is, John Jeff Jarrett and all that crap, in his WCW gear. It was like, what the hell is this? Weird.
We were getting like Road Dogg, the roadie, Road Dogg, the DX member. We were getting Jeff Jarrett, the old Jeff Jarrett, to the new Jeff, the modern Jeff Jarrett with the slap nuts gimmick. It was just like all over the fucking place. I was
like, where are we going? And Jeff Jarrett, and apparently,
you would have thought that Jeff Jarrett was a fucking member of DX, the way they were portraying it.
Yeah, and I was confused as hell. When did Road Dogg win the tag titles? But whatever.
I'm really interested to see how long, because this feud is not over with. I don't think. Them getting the last laugh over him and hitting him with the guitar. This feels like there's another match coming with these guys. Guitar pole match sounds like it's going to be what's next.
I don't know
with the guitar.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing, because when I was about to tweet out, was that guitar not gimmicked or something? Or did it not break at all? I mean, what's going on here? And then they did show the. Okay, there we go. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back. Yeah, it didn't break like it was supposed to. But yeah, the guitar, like I was just saying, the guitar didn't break like it was supposed to, and Elias was really feeling it on the outside, you could tell.
Yeah, he was not in a good mood.
It sounded like a Walter chop.
Rocking the cap and jersey, yes. What was up with that, man? And he was so out of breath that the Road Dogg was singing. Did you see that, how gassed he was after he sang? Oh, my gosh. And
I did see someone tweet out about a pic of them. It looks like two divorced dads hanging out at like spring break.
Someone put he looked like Fred Durst too. That was a good one. I thought it was pretty funny. Now, I just don't.
We got to talk about the moment of bliss, don't we?
No, we're getting there. We're getting to the moment of bliss. I think that's the next segment. No, actually, we had the next segment I liked, which was supposed to be Finn Balor and Bobby Lashley in a one-on-one match, because what happened last week where Bobby Lashley attacked Finn Balor. But Bobby Lashley pretty much said, you haven't proven to me that you should be facing me in a one-on-one match. So instead of that, we're going to give you the man of the hour, Lio Rush. And, whoo, boy, we got Lio Rush and Finn Balor in his 205 Live debut. What did you think of the match? And what's funny, too, was I don't know if you saw the rumor going around before Raw, was that apparently Finn Balor is going to be moved to 205 Live after Elimination Chamber.
I seen that on there. I think you tweeted
about. Then we get him having his debut 205 Live match live on Raw, which is just kind of a coincidence. I find it funny.
It would be hilarious, though, if all along what you've been saying for the last few months about how Balor should be on 205 Live, and then it's like, and you said he's going to have a great career, and then he gets shit to 205 Live.
He's going to have a great career on 205 Live. I mean, if he's going to have matches
Buddy
like
Murphy,
he did last night with Lio Rush, I mean,
who else is he going to be besides Buddy Murphy that is going to make it like, oh, I want to see that. I would face Brian Kendrick. I mean, Tommy's gone. A match like that would have been awesome.
If I'm the WWE and you want to make 205 Live a watchable product, you start adding more of these big-time names to your show, like a Finn Balor.
Yeah, that's going to make Finn
I don't want these guys to be moved over there, but it would be smart for them to do it, is Gargano. Guys that are those slim fit guys.
Well, that was the original rumor, if you remember, that when that 205 Live first started, Ciampa and Gargano were the names on the list to go into 205 Live. And then all of a sudden they just never left NXT and it never happened. But those were two guys who were rumored to be on there. They were one of the guys featured.
Lio Rush,
I mean, it's crazy.
In his debut match on Raw against Finn Balor.
Well, it wasn't his debut match, was it?
Well,
I thought he had a match on Raw.
Really? He had a match on Raw? I don't think he has.
I thought he had a match on Raw before, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's just been involved in so many.
I don't think he had a one-on-one match. If he did, he was maybe involved at some time. I don't think he has, though.
Okay.
I thought the match was good. You know, yes, they played up to Finn Balor's ribs being hurt, so that made it to where Leo Rush had more of a chance to beat Finn Balor. And someone in chat, in Speeds' chat, said that Finn Balor made Leo Rush made Finn Balor look like fucking Lex Luger, which is so funny because it's so true how big Finn Balor is compared to Leo Rush. But anyways, that's besides the point.
Leo Rush is so fun to watch. So if you just sit there and just watch him go in that ring, you might not like him, but he's fun. But one thing I want to talk about before the match, Bobby Lashley on the mic calling out Brock Lesnar again. This time it wasn't Leo Rush calling out; it was Bobby Lashley saying he beat him in the ring, in a match, in an octagon.
And yeah, it's. I'm really curious.
I mean,
to see
I
want to
see
that. I really.
Can you imagine?
Oh, DX said that Leo got a match with Elias when they were feuding. Okay, there we go.
Can you imagine if they did this? Which I don't know if it would work out so well, but Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar for the IC title.
I don't know if it would
work people
out that
complain
way.
then?
I would rather have it just be one.
Would people complain then, though?
Match. I don't think so.
You know,
I would be fine with just a singles match.
Yeah, I get that too. But I'm just saying, let's say Brock Lesnar was the IC champion. Would people care if the IC title wasn't on TV every week? No.
Probably
but
not.
It would make sense for Brock to be IC champion. I'm just saying, but yeah.
What did you think
of
the match with Balor and Rush last night? How did you think Rush looked last night?
Oh, Rush is amazing. I mean, he's so fun. I'm not a big fan of him, but you know what? He's so fun to watch, just the way he moves in that ring. I've never seen anyone move like that in the ring before. I mean, he's definitely someone who I'm surprised isn't Cruiserweight champion because how quick he moves. He's actually perfect for that division because it's a Cruiserweight division, and he moves so quick. Nothing against Buddy Murphy. He's great. But I'm just saying the way it's the style, to me, it seems like Leo Rush would be perfect as champ. But, hey, it is what it is. I still keep waiting for Lashley to show up on 205 Live during one of his matches or something, and just help him win all his matches. But yeah, I mean, it was good. I was kind of disappointed that they did say we're getting Lashley and Balor and we don't get it, but we're obviously probably going to get it now.
Oh, we're going to definitely get it at Elimination Chamber. Like we've talked about, they don't have the big guns. They don't have no big guns on this show other than the 2 Elimination Chamber matches. Possibly maybe they add Ronda. But other than that, they have no really star power matches on that show. You got to have some title matches on the show. And I could see Balor and Lashley at Elimination Chamber. It's going to be...
And what do you do next week? I mean, shit. I mean, do you have Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett take on... team up in a tag team?
You know what? I know a lot of people are not Seth Rollins fans, but this injury might really hurt Raw a lot. Because...
Yeah.
It's making WWE have to change the script up again, and we know how good they are with doing that. We saw what happened with Roman Reigns when he had to go out, and how those first couple of weeks of Raw was just so bad. And I think we're gonna get it the next couple of weeks until we actually finally get Rollins cleared to wrestle because they don't know what the fuck to do. We're getting fucking Jeff Jarrett in the ring, my God! Like what is going on? It's crazy.
When you think about it, before Roman's injury, I mean, you might have considered it was fairly even, both shows. But now with Roman gone, and now it's just like Seth is the only big star on Raw, and now he's kind of semi-injured or hurt or whatever. And you look at SmackDown, and it's like, man, they really do got some stars on SmackDown. And Raw, has nobody. I mean, Raw is, barely scratching the bottom of the barrel with anybody. Because look at that talent tonight, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio. I mean, Raw could use 2 of those guys at least now.
Yeah, I could agree with you on that. Richie Vargas, it's not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure. I think all the women on SmackDown are in that chamber match. Am I correct on that? Other than Charlotte.
And Lana. And Becky Lynch.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to be... There's going to be a SmackDown Live Women's Championship on...
or Raw, because who on Raw could they put in there? Dana Brooke and Natalya?
Oh, on Raw, I can see it happening. Now, on SmackDown Live, I cannot. Because there's really... Who are you going to put? Zelina Vega up against her? Are you going to put Lana? Are you going to put a rematch with Charlotte? Has one leg. I just don't feel like they're going to do that. I think they're just going to keep Auska out, keep doing these video packages so we don't forget her. And continue her off TV until maybe after Elimination Chamber. Like, these guys that are women as well who have their matches pretty much set, there's really no reason for them to really have matches, because are you going to have them in a feud this close to WrestleMania? I don't see how that would work.
Was this a mistake, doing this chamber match for the women tag titles? Should it have just been a regular tag title tournament, or like a regular tag tournament, and you meet at like the finals
true,
at,
Kenobi.
say, Elimination Chambers? You know, maybe it should have been a finals match, you know? Like, oh, these 4 women advance, so they're going to be fighting for the titles at the chamber. Not inside the chamber, when you take up your whole both divisions almost and just basically put them all in one match. So should they have done it differently?
I think they had to have, because they weren't going to have the world title chamber match.
Well, you could have done
And with
a women's title match in there. You know,
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Let's
They
see,
do that
Lacey
last year,
Evans and
women's
Auska.
title?
That's a possibility. I don't know if they would do a Lacey Evans versus push her up that far, but you know, it's possible. I just don't see them having Auska on the elimination card. I could be wrong.
Alexa Bliss. I guess Alexa Bliss is free. You could do that again.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss as well. True. And Mickie James.
Yeah.
Maybe someone from NXT UK. I just don't think they're going to have her have a match. I don't think they just would throw a match together with
I'll tell you what,
Asuka
you got
as opposed to-
Lacey. You got a built-in rivalry, because now it seems like Alexa Bliss is a face. It's weird. But you have Alexa Bliss and Lacey Evans right before the Rumble when they went at it a little bit, verbally.
Yeah. Speaking of Alexa Bliss, we had the Moment of Bliss, which seems to be the Moment of Bliss seems to have the always cringe-worthy segments on the show. But this time, it started off kind of good. I was like, okay, who's she going to have on? Nikki Cross, that's a good point, but she's on Raw, it seems like. I'm not sure. Alexa Bliss on stage and says that she wants to introduce EC3 as her guest. And I'm thinking, holy shit, we might get EC3 talking finally. Well, right before this man's about to speak, Nia Jax interrupts, says no one cares about EC3, and says she wants to talk about her amazing week by entering the Men's Rumble match and how they are going to win the women's tag team titles at Elimination Chamber. And she says she wants to fill in for Becky at WrestleMania as well. Of course, the fans love that. And then we get Dean Ambrose interrupting Nia Jax. Talks about how he thinks that Nia is into him and all this stuff. And we end up getting Dean and EC3 kind of interacting. And he's asking who the hell is the EC3. And EC3 is about to, say something. And he knocks the mic out of his hands. And stands around like a Chippendale dancer and doesn't just get in the ring, says Dean Ambrose. And then that's when EC3 lands a right hand to him. And we get a match between EC3 and Dean Ambrose. You could tell Dean Ambrose just doesn't give a fuck anymore. He just was out there.
If you ever
just
questioned that he wasn't leaving before, I think this kind of sealed the deal.
Yeah,
because this was a pointless segment.
This is what he was talking about, everybody. Remember when we were talking about, what happened to EC1 and EC2? That was a little funny segment. But remember when we were talking about this on last weekend's show where Dean Ambrose was tired of the hokey shit? This is what he was talking about, everybody. This type of shit is not Dean Ambrose, where he comes out and talks about how Nia Jax wants him and all this stuff. That's not the Dean Ambrose that he wants to be. And you can tell in that ring last night against EC3, he just did not give a fuck. Even on that roll-up that EC3 did, he didn't even seem like he tried to kick out of that damn roll-up. And EC3 gets the win in front of, in his debut match against Dean Ambrose, a former world champion. So, you couldn't ask for a better debut match and win. But Dean Ambrose just doesn't look like he gives a shit anymore, especially when he was out there doing that little segment on Moment of Bliss. What did you think of everything, Dave?
At first, I thought we were going Ambrose and Nia Jax, the way he kept talking to her. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. No, yeah. I was like, we're really going there. Yeah, but then they did EC. We still could. But then it was just like, this match is like, damn. So, Dean's doing what you're supposed to do, I guess, when you're leaving a company. you're supposed to go out there and put the other people over. I was sitting there thinking, like, man, it's like show's almost over. Damn, they haven't used Dean Ambrose tonight. It's like, holy shit. So maybe they're just going to keep him off TV and not use him. So, I mean, but tonight they used him just to get another guy over, their new guy. EC3, who can't freaking say 2 words for some reason. They have to keep him being on mute, or he can't talk at all.
Yeah, I don't really get that too much. Why they're keeping him mute.
I mean, in the innuendo, they kept having him and Alexa Bliss say and all that. It's like, really? That's where they're going with this? This is really stupid. But, I mean, yeah, I didn't really care for it. I didn't care for how they did. I was kind of a little disappointed how they did Dean Ambrose, too, a little bit tonight, or last night. Because, like, man, that's really what you're going to do with Dean Ambrose? You're going to have him go out there and just... And any given night, honestly, I don't think EC3 should be beating Dean Ambrose. I just don't, but I get why they're doing it like that, especially like that. If you're going to do that, fine. Let them have a good competitive match.
Right.
That wasn't even a good match.
Yeah, that wasn't a really good match, and you could really tell that like Dean Ambrose is just like, let's just get this match over with. Let me go out here, do what I have to do, and.
I mean, yeah, it's like he's going to be losing every single match he's in. He's never going to win another. You're never going to see him win a match again. They're going to try to make him look so devalued, just like they say you do in like, or usually don't show him on TV, which
yeah,
that's usually what you
the
do.
Surprise that after that huge announcement they made this past week that they had him on the Monday Night Raw right afterwards. I was surprised they put him on so quickly, but now we know why. Should give him a microphone like Mr. Kennedy. Dean could have been the next Roddy Piper. Ambrose should be a vicious heel like Orton or Joe is. He should move. I agree. He should be a vicious heel, not this hokey dokey shit that we're getting with him these past couple of weeks.
But again, he does do good with some of this hokey dokey stuff sometimes. You know,
he does.
Like,
he can be
stuff
funny.
With Jericho, the Ambrose Asylum when we were getting all that stuff. That stuff is kind of hokey, but it was kind of entertaining and funny too. Some of the stuff he was doing. But then again, the lately this crap they want him to do. And it's just really strange. And you just seen on Twitter at a live event, Dean Ambrose shows up and helps Finn Balor or something like that at a live event. I was like, what?
Yeah, he's helping everybody out before he leaves. Again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight on a Tuesday evening. Don't forget, we'll be on live again on Friday. We won't be live on Periscope, but we'll be live on Twitch. We'll be co-streaming Impact Wrestling. They have a huge, I'm guessing it's the main event of the night, which will be the Lucha Bros taking on LAX in a rematch for the Impact World title. So that should be a good show. Hopefully it will be better than last week's Impact, but we'll be live again, co-streaming Impact. So hopefully you guys can join us. We had a good crowd last week, so we hope we get the same amount of crowd, maybe even better, this coming Friday night. So after that, we had Mojo Rawley and his new gimmick to where he's just talking himself in a mirror. It's weird, but I like it. I don't know why exactly yet, but I like what they're doing with Mojo. It's interesting. It has me curious on what kind of route they're going to go with Mojo. Any thoughts on this before we get to this shitty-ass main event?
I thought we already talked about the main event.
We didn't really touch much of the match, but...
the only thing I kept thinking when I see this is Vince McMahon sitting in a chair and turning around and saying, I'm going to inject my WE with the lethal dose of the NWO. That's all I kept thinking of. That's what it reminded me of. But, yeah, I don't care about this at all. I mean, it doesn't interest me.
Not a Mojo guy?
Nope.
I can see. I saw a lot of people not really caring for it as well. But I'm just curious to see what they do with him. Probably will end up not doing anything with him more than likely. But it's 2 weeks in a row he's on Raw in some type of a segment.
I mean, what are they going to do? Are they going to have him come out and just talking to himself?
I'm by myself on
this. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Someone said compared it to Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, I
don't
know
he's
about
talking
that.
to himself.
Oh, are they trying? Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a little bit pushing the.
I'm not saying that he's like Ultimate, but how they say, like a little bit like all the little people are talking to me and all that. Yeah.
Mojo repackage 1000. Tony, maybe they need Insane Dean with Insane Mojo and Nikki Cross with Fox. Yeah. Hey, maybe it works. Who knows? I mean, fuck. You might get the most out of you can with Dean Ambrose since he'll be leaving in a few months.
So now Dane's gonna be losing the Mojo Rawley on Raw too. Right.
Oh God, I just don't care what they're doing with Dean right now. It's just funny. Like, you can tell that he's definitely on his way out.
I mean, yeah, if you ever question, like, this is a work at all, to me, last night said it wasn't, because why else would you use Dean like that? If he was sane and this was just a storyline, they would have played it up about him leaving last night, or he would have came out there.
They would have even mentioned like their Twitter announcement and everything. Yeah, if there was just a work,
he would have came out. Yeah, he would have done something crazy last night, like come out and take over the show or something like that. But no, I mean, he didn't even. Yeah, I mean, it was just crazy, and I felt bad for the guy. Hopefully, he gets out of there sooner than later. This
is the face right now. This is the face that I'm showing on the video on the screen on Periscope of Dean Ambrose. You can tell that's a guy right there. And it's just waiting for the contract to end so he can just go on and do whatever the fuck he wants to do, because WWE is just not for him anymore. You could tell he was just not into that segment at all. Just thought it was pretty funny how it ended up happening with EC3 actually getting the win over him. I was actually kind of shocked a little bit, because if you would have won, that would have been a different story. Maybe we'd be talking, maybe this is a work. But, yeah, he lost, especially on the
for EC3. Because I don't know if I trust what they're doing.
Good for EC3. Yeah, definitely good for EC3. Now, main event was shitty. I don't even care about this main event. I thought the main event was kind of just lazy booking. Let's just throw in Kurt Angle and Strowman together. I wouldn't be surprised if Angle and Strowman actually become a legit tag team out of this. Any thoughts on this match, Dave? Like, it seems like McIntyre, his push to the top has definitely slowed down. Not sure what they're doing with fucking Baron Corbin. Braun Strowman, the same thing. Not sure what they're doing with him either. Baron Corbin and Strowman have been fucking feuding since Crown Jewel, it seems like. It's never ending with these two men.
Well, even with McIntyre too.
I don't get it. Like, McIntyre seems like he had the it factor, but I guess those rumors that we were talking about this past Saturday where he couldn't get that feud over with Ziggler is punishing him right now. I don't get it. I just don't understand what they're doing with these four men.
So is Ziggler gone then?
Apparently, he's just taking a hiatus. He's not.
Oh, okay.
He's not. He hasn't quit the WWE. He's on a hiatus. Gotcha. Apparently.
Okay. Yeah, this match. I mean, by the time the main event got around, it was like, we don't really care about this. I mean, it really wasn't. It was to the point where it was like, okay, Kurt Angle. I'm interested to see him wrestle in a tag match because we all figured it was probably going there, and then, yeah, I mean. Kurt did a nice few moves out there. Then Strowman has to do his little gimmick thing, stuff he does, and then it ended up being like a disqualification finish.
So
I mean, you're gonna make us sit here and wait. What?
Yeah, Braun has become such a pussy. Yeah, he has. Baron Corbin's in the ring yelling, "You don't hit me, you're not the legal man. You'll get disqualified." Like, when has that ever happened in a tag match?
Yeah, that was weird.
That was just odd. Like, I didn't get that. And then we got them choke slamming them onto the steel steps at the end. Feel good moment for the fans at the arena. Raw last night was bad to me. A couple of bright spots, but overall, Raw was a shit show.
Well, mostly Raw was to the Becky Lynch and Stepanie McMahon segment, and that was basically it. I mean, What else really happened that meant anything to further anything along? What you're going to say, Lashley and maybe Balor? I mean, other than that, I mean, the tag title thing, I guess. Are you going to get
a fucking Jeff Jarrett match on Raw
in 2019. Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle both were wrestling. And
people want to say, I'm tired of people always going back to the new era bullshit. Well, in fucking the new era, when I'm hearing new era, I'm not hearing Jeff Jarrett taking on Elias. We're actually getting a Jeff Jarrett match in 2019, folks. Like, what is going on? Like, I get it. Rollins is hurt. Brock can't come on Raw every single night. I get that. Roman Reigns is a big gap in your talent. I get that. Raw, you're probably afraid to push anybody else. I understand that. But we couldn't get better fucking matches on Raw. We couldn't get a better anything on Raw. I actually enjoyed the Leo Rush and Balor thing because it was something different. We got a Fatal 4-Way, which really did nothing. It was okay, but it really did nothing. Those tag teams, all those tag teams are a bunch of jobbers other than the Revival. It just.
You know what? They have no one to blame but themselves. Because when you take Monday Night Raw and you say, we're going to make this the Monday Night Shield, when you focus your entire show basically on Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose,
Of course, man.
this is what happens. And sorry what happened to Roman, and now Seth's kind of injured, and now Dean's gone. So the Shield is basically done, and now all you have is Rollins, but he's injured. Well, now Dean's leaving, and so when you don't not using him at all because you don't want him to look good going out, so now you have nothing on Raw. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens couldn't get back fast enough. I mean,
Right,
because they really need
like right now, Raw is hurting on talent, big time. You know, losing Roman Reigns, losing Rollins for at least till probably after Chamber, you would have to assume. Brock's not going to be on Raw every night. All the real other talent that you have that you could, you know, rely on, guys like Styles, guys like Randy Orton, guys like John Cena, who's not with the company much anymore, Daniel Bryan, the list goes on and on, or kind of on the SmackDown Live side. Or on Raw, they don't want to use any other talent they haven't used before because I don't know why. They don't trust them, I guess. You have Zack Ryder and Hawkins look like they're going to be becoming a tag team, and they're just in a backstage segment instead of a match. They don't build, exactly, Bobruski, build stars, build people. Don't rely on fucking a handful of guys because this happens to them.
And you have people.
And you have no setbacks. You have no one to go to.
Where's Bray Wyatt? He's not injured. I mean,
Where
he's
is Bray Wyatt? Where are some of these guys that could perform on a high level and you just don't give them the time of day? Like, I get it. They're not going to push Dean Ambrose. I understand that. He's on his way out. I can understand why they wouldn't do anything with him. Fine. But you cannot tell me that the Revival couldn't have gotten a tag match with someone else. Or instead of the Fatal 4-Way, we could have had different tag teams inserted. I get it. AOP's hurt too. So we're getting, who is it, Akam or whatever, feuding with Apollo Crews? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
it just seems like it's like all over the place with Raw last night. And
hey, don't
I'm not
be
sure what's going to
surprised.
happen next week.
Don't be surprised if the main event next week is Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott on Raw.
Oh yeah, I would be all right with that. I wouldn't be surprised either.
That's the main event. I mean, unless they want to save it for the champ just to have something to do. But I mean, I don't know what else they can honestly do right now. I mean, they don't. I mean, their biggest star right now is Ronda Rousey.
Or what they can start doing, and and this will be another Austin and McMahon-esque, is Becky trying to get her hands on Steph. I don't know how you would try to do that because she already did, but maybe they add another stipulation into her suspension, and she wants to get her hands on Steph. And all night you just see Becky Lynch trying to make her way against Stephanie. Like, I tweeted last night, this is not a legit McMahon feud, a McMahon-Austin feud, until Becky Lynch drives a fucking vehicle down to that ring and attacks Stephanie McMahon. And
we're going to see more of that. If they want to go that route,
they could do that if they don't have anyone else.
I mean, honestly, can we say that this Becky, to me anyway, people can hate me and send your hate tweets at Bizarre 1000 because they could easily do this with Becky Lynch and make this so much better. But, I mean, it seems like Becky Lynch, to me, right now, is the most interesting thing going on in the WWE right now. I mean, what else is more interesting than this Becky Lynch storyline? I don't think anything.
At the moment, not really anything right now. And if they want to maybe spice Raw up, they have Becky Lynch try to come in. Maybe the Authority stack more odds against her. Maybe the suspension's longer. Maybe they even make her to where she doesn't have the match. They take the match away from her at WrestleMania, and that's when she's trying to get her hands on her. Who knows? They have to spice Raw up big time because after what we got last night, like, what are they going to do? Like, are they really going to seriously keep this shit with Jeff Jarrett and Elias feuding? I don't get it.
I mean, it's interesting to see what they could do. I could easily see them doing something. Becky comes down probably weeks before WrestleMania and says, you can't be here, you're suspended, till you see the doctor. And she comes out, well, I'm cleared, bitch, and here I'm coming. And then, type thing.
There you go.
But yeah, if they want to continue this, I mean, that would definitely make some interesting TV, especially when you don't really got nothing going on Raw, where you have Stephanie out there and Becky Lynch just shows up in the crowd, and then just like she did tonight, just shows up and just walking down to the ring. and then just starts fighting everybody. It's different. She needs, if they're gonna make her like a Stone Cold, they need to give her like a different finisher. Then like not saying she's gonna use the stunner, which would be funny if she did, but I mean if she used something, But yeah,
I'm surprised she didn't stun. Great that a woman is basically the top thing on WWE TV. Yeah, it's great that right now, other than Rollins being out and Brock with his schedule, and then Roman being sick. Like you said, Dave, the most intriguing storyline right now is Becky Lynch and Ronda.
But is Brock and Rollins really that interesting right now? To me, it's not.
Interesting in the way that it could be Brock losing the title, and that's what everybody wants.
Match
Brock losing that title.
Has everyone wanted to see since Survivor Series? Becky Lynch and Ronda. That's the match we're trying to get to, and now it seems like the suits, like Daniel Bryan called them earlier, don't want to see her go fight Ronda Rousey. That's what it seems like. And so now she's going against the authority to do her own little thing. So that's what's making this more interesting.
Someone put turn real hill and make glorious actually glorious again. MGGA. I like that. That's funny. Why was Raw bad? Because the belt wasn't on TV like it was last 2 weeks belt. No. Raw this past tonight was bad because they did nothing to further along any storylines.
Except Becky.
We're getting Jeff Jarrett against Elias, which does nothing for either one of those guys. We're getting a concert between Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg. We're getting a Moment of Bliss, which is another cringeworthy segment. What else did we get? We got a Fatal 4-Way. Yeah, that was interesting. And I still don't understand why Fatal 4-Ways only have 2 members of the tag teams in it. It just doesn't make sense to me. And
why do we need 2 Fatal 4-Ways in like 7 days? It's like, do you guys have no original ideas?
Legit feuds, man. General Manager-elect Baron Corbin would have never allowed Raw to turn into chaos, says Adam Auska. I hate to say this, but Raw needs Roman. Raw has been a disaster since ever.
Raw needs anyone.
I agree with him, though. Maybe not Roman in the same sense as him being pushed and having him be the champ, but Roman would provide a lot to Raw right now. I agree.
Here's my question. Since the McMahon, Helmsley, whatever you want to call it, regime was going on right now, what is stopping anyone from going to Raw or going to SmackDown back and forth? What is stopping them? There's no big gap where it's Stephanie versus Shane no more. They're all working together. So what is stopping anyone from showing up on Raw? What is stopping Randy Orton from just showing up on Raw and RKO and everybody? What's stopping that right now? Nothing. Because there's no gap. You can't wrestle here because this is my show. No. Everyone's running the same show. So what's stopping it? Nothing. So why are you still pretending, everyone's still pretending like the brand split means so much? It means nothing right now. It really does, because you're not having 2 feuding factions who are trying, our show's better, no, our show's better. It's 2 separate shows. We're having 2 separate shows. I mean, they're not separate.
I get your gripe. I get you. So let's jump to SmackDown Live, because we've been talking about Raw for a while. Again, thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us on this late evening. I know they had the president talking, so appreciate you guys coming in here while he was chatting, or maybe came in here afterwards. So we do appreciate you guys showing the support. We have almost 1,000 viewers tonight, so appreciate that. Yeah, I hope AEW Creative hands the WWE their tail. I mean, once AEW is actually created and has a TV deal and is actually up and going, hopefully WWE start busting their ass and start putting out some better product, because some people are going to start changing the channel or just stop watching Raw in general because there's another outlet to watch.
Not on Mondays.
Not on Mondays, but still they could still not watch Raw because they're just tired of it. Overall, Raw, I would give it a 0, to be honest with you. It was just crap.
Yeah,
if I didn't have to watch it, I wouldn't have.
You said this before. Plenty of times. We all have that. It's so ingrained in us to watch Raw every Monday night from our childhood to now. A lot of us, we just always watch it. I mean, I've skipped it a few times here and there, but but I always still watch Raw no matter what. I still watch it, either it's the next day or if it's that night. You know, we all still watch it. But
I think would also help, and I know you're kind of tired of this stuff. Open challenges would be nice too. If they had some more open challenges, I would be okay with that, and maybe have NXT people come up and challenge, like we saw, like Richie Vargas was mentioning in the chat about Kevin Owens coming up to challenge John Cena. I would love to do that.
But he didn't. No, he didn't challenge him for the U.S. title. Remember, an open challenge. He came up there and powerbombed him and walked away or whatever. He didn't want his title, I think. Sami Zayn did, but that turned to a match like at a Money in the Bank or whatever. But
that's very true. And still, same thing. Did you read Nia Jax about her sneezing today? Yeah, because she was kind of going at Ryan Satin, everybody's favorite Ryan Satin, because he was the one that kind of reported that she injured R-Truth, and then Ryan Satin posted pictures, retweeted her, and posted pictures of what Nia Jax had to say, and then that's when she put, I sneezed today and injured someone in the locker room or something like that. It was funny. So she was trolling Ryan Satin today. That was good stuff. Whatever. We know we talk about dirt sheets on Saturday Night Show, and I tell you this on several occasions. We don't necessarily believe what they're saying in the dirt sheets, and we don't necessarily think it's 100% accurate. We've told you that many, many times. Our show on Saturdays gives you it's a round table of what the dirt sheets are talking about. If you want to believe it, you can. If you don't, I don't blame you. It's just what's going out, and you guys probably have already heard it before by the time we've talked about it. It could be new to you guys, but it's been a hit for us on Saturday nights. You guys seem to enjoy it. So that's all I have to say about the dirt sheets. I know the dirt sheets get a lot of hate on them, and that's why we always say don't always expect it to be true on what we say with stuff. So only guy I believe is Sean Ross Sapp. Yeah, Sean Ross Sapp isn't bad. I don't mind him. What's up, Mr. Brandon Apter? How you doing tonight? So SmackDown Live had an interesting opening to it. We had Charlotte come out and says that she is the only thing more dangerous, that ignorance is arrogance, and that got the best of Becky Lynch. She refused medical attention and attacked Stephanie McMahon, and it was her behavior that got Becky suspended. She says she hopes Becky is okay for WrestleMania, but she says she knows someone who is 100% healthy and would like to face Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. And that's when Charlotte points to the almighty WrestleMania sign. And Becky Lynch makes her way from the crowd. Jumps over the barrier and makes her way into the ring. And it looks like she's trying to get her hands on Charlotte. And, of course, the officials are trying to break them up and everything. And that's when we get Triple H coming down to the ring. Triple H comes down and tells Becky to go home because she is suspended. He also tells Charlotte to get out of here. This doesn't involve her.
That was funny.
Hunter tells Becky to see a doctor if she wants her suspension ended. Hunter tells Charlotte to leave. That's what I was just saying. And Hunter says it's between him and Becky. If you want to go to WrestleMania and face Ronda Rousey, see the doctor and get it cleared. Becky says she does not trust Hunter or anyone. And that's when Hunter says Becky doesn't have to trust it. It is what it is. See the doctor and get medically cleared, and see Ronda Rousey. Until then, go home. And he's about to walk out of the ring, and that's when Becky asks Hunter, how is Steph? He leaves the ring, and she asks if Steph was medically cleared after she punched her in the face. And that didn't, settle too lightly with Thunderhurst Helmsley. He said he bought into the man crap like everyone else. You are not the man. You are just a self-destructor afraid of failure. You can stand there with that smug look on your face, but Hunter says he knows he is right. You are looking for a way out of this thing. When you scratched and clawed your way to the pinnacle of your career, you got your match at Survivor Series, and you came to Raw and recklessly found a way out of the match. You knew it was a suicide mission, and you did it. You came out the next night and claimed to be a martyr. You said you are in a medical prison, and it's a convenient excuse. So basically saying that Becky Lynch is scared to face Ronda Rousey. And he basically said you are scared that the doctor will say that you can go to WrestleMania and you can face Ronda Rousey. If you do, you are afraid that at WrestleMania, Ronda Rousey will expose you as a fraud you are. Really got into Becky Lynch. And that's when we saw Becky Lynch put her hands on Triple H. slapped the shit out of him. And I'm thinking, oh my God, he's going to fucking pedigree her. But nope, he just gave her a nice little evil stare. She smugged and smiled at him and walked out of the ring. A pretty intense and awesome opening segment to SmackDown Live. This is the stuff that I like when WWE does.
Yes.
I like it when they keep you on your toes, when they do stuff that you don't expect. Now, maybe a lot of you guys in the chat room expected to see Becky Lynch tonight. I did not. I did not think she was going to show up on SmackDown Live, and especially in that type of capacity where we see Triple H.
I don't think Triple H is going to be there
out
either.
there
Yeah.
and they get face-to-face with each other. I'm sure it eventually would have happened, especially since she put her hands on his wife. But I didn't think we were going to get it tonight on SmackDown Live. Now, they did a very good job with it. I thought it still brings a lot of questions to the matter to where are they going to go with this? Are they going to fine her? Are they going to suspend her longer? Are they going to take her shot away? It's definitely interesting to see what's going on with Becky Lynch, Hunter, and Stephanie. How many more people does she put her hands on? Does it Vince? Does she put her hands on Ric Flair in 3 weeks?
I know you're crossing your fingers that she puts her hand on Shane.
Oh, man, I would love for her to kick Shane right in the nuts. But what are they going to do with Becky Lynch in this Triple H segment? It's very interesting to see what they do from now until WrestleMania with Becky Lynch. And you have to assume somehow, some way, they're going to insert Charlotte into this feud. But what did you think of the opening segment?
I hope that doesn't happen. But,
Thank you,
I
Johnny,
thought it was good.
Man.
I think everyone, like everyone else thought, here comes Charlotte. I'm like, oh, crap, it's already starting.
Yeah, I thought for sure she was going to basically say that, I talked to Steph and she told me I could be in it, or some way, of getting involved into the match.
Yeah, but I did like how they did this. I didn't see Triple H. I didn't think she was going to be there either. I was like, oh, crap, Becky Lynch, suspension no more, I guess. But, I mean, yeah. And then she even says, oh, now you're still in Roman Reigns' gimmick. Oh, but yeah. But, I mean, yeah, Triple H coming out was nice little surprise, and it was funny. One of my favorite parts that I chuckled at when Triple H told Charlotte to go to her room. I mean, that's basically what he did. He's like, go to your room, Charlotte.
Maybe Becky gives Vince a stunner and Shane a nut shot. Hey, imagine if she gives Vince a stunner. Oh, my God. The crowd would go insane. I'm sure a lot of fans that don't like her would hate it. But that would be insane.
I'm sure they hate this, that they see Becky Lynch getting all this time. That's why I don't think Charlotte needs to be in this match, because the main match they should do is Charlotte and Auska, and then, this Becky. I still think they could do it. Everyone else is
Bob
against
Ruski, you need to watch out now. Bob Ruski saying next she'll go to NXT and attack Shawn. All right, first off, Shawn would super kick her ass immediately. All right, so stop, trying to hurt Shawn Michaels. All right, that's not cool. Continue now. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I still think Charlotte, or not Charlotte, but Becky and Ronda could happen one-on-one, even though it'll probably end up being a triple threat. I still think it would be a good match one-on-one. Whether it would be a Meltzer Classic, I don't know, but I still think it could be a good match. And I think it's big enough. I mean, because was Rock Hogan really a great main event match? No, but it was good for what it did because it told you the story. And was Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan a great wrestling match? No, but
Ruski, low blow. Damn.
But it told what it did. I mean, it did what it did because they're two big stars, and the match sold itself without really having to be good. But yeah. But yeah, I thought the opening segment was good, and I enjoyed it. And that's when I tweeted this out, like, man, Becky Lynch is the most interesting thing in the WWE right now. I mean, and she is. I mean, this is the most interesting stuff. See what happens on Raw next week, whether she shows up and say Stephanie's there. Maybe she shows up then. That'd be interesting.
I couldn't.
And there is a rumor going around that Becky Lynch is going to beat Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. That's something I've seen going around the internet.
Oh, yeah, because of the whole rumors of Ronda possibly taking some time off. So,
yeah,
we'll have to see what happens. But, yeah, very hot segment to start SmackDown Live, which then led to the tag match. What happened to winning the Rumble and just that person facing the champ? Yeah, they have to make it harder these days. No effects for some odd reason. Hunter and Becky.
Oh, because you got 2 months to fill. You got 2 months to
I get you. Next, we had the Good Brothers, who haven't had a tag match in quite some time, taking on Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. I like to think of why isn't the Good Brothers on TV a lot more, because this match was all right. It wasn't anything that was mind-blowing or had you going to Twitter and saying, wow, this is an awesome tag match. But it had its moments. Shinsuke and Rusev end up getting the win. Any thoughts on this match in particular? Do you think Nakamura and Rusev is a legit tag team?
I do.
For the future?
I don't know about the future, but I know about like right now. They seem like they are a tag team right now. I mean, I kind of like it. I like this team. I like how it seems like Lana is the one like motivating or getting Nakamura like up to stop and help Rusev, and that when he's about to take the Magic Killer finish, and then she's screaming at Nakamura, and then he gets up really quick and then goes kicks Carl, and then they take him out and they win the match. I mean, they were a good team, I thought. Other people might hate this team. I like the Good Brothers, don't get me wrong, but I do not mind this little pairing. I think they work well together. I mean, and it's interesting. It's having Lana be like their Nakamura Day, yeah. Having be the kind of like their manager where she just screams at Nakamura and then he just gets up there. Maybe that's what Japanese people like. I don't know, they like to be screamed at. And then they get in there and go kick some ass, because that's what they did.
So, Bobaruski, what is your thoughts on Jimmy Havoc signing with AEW? Oh, I'm curious to hear what you thought about that. I know I've seen you tweet a lot about him, so I'm curious to see what you thought about him signing over there.
I'm sure he loves it.
Next, we had the Usos.
What do you think? Would you like him as a tag team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just I'm interested to see what's the future with Nakamura because of all this. Is he leaving? Is he staying? Kind of mess. I'm actually curious to see if he's going to end up leaving the WWE or not. That's the only thing I'm more curious about them as a tag team.
They haven't publicly said it, so I guess we don't really know if they don't publicly mention it. So, I mean, I guess we'll see if this leads to anything, or is this just a storyline to build up to WrestleMania for them to possibly feud at WrestleMania again? I mean, that's always a possibility. It could be one of those short storylines. Or even for because we still got 2 pay-per-views to get through for WrestleMania. And we got to get through Elimination Chamber and then Fastlane and then WrestleMania.
Really? 2 more? I thought Elimination Chamber was the last one. Jesus.
I did too. Then I seen them say, I swore Fastlane they said is in March, I thought. But I could be wrong. I believe Fastlane is in March, I believe. Because isn't WrestleMania like April 7th or whatever?
I think something, around the... Bob Ruski says, interesting, he's more than just a deathmatch wrestler. People don't realize that. I've only seen the deathmatch stuff that he's wrestled. I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler. That's the only stuff that I've ever seen him. I've seen a lot of his matches on Twitch, and I remember seeing that one that you were talking about with him on Impact. I think he had something. Didn't he get something stapled to his head, or he stapled something to someone's head during that match? I can't remember. But yeah, he's been in some brutal matches. I'm curious to see how he's used in All Elite Wrestling. Now, we had the announcement that next week, Miz and Shane will have the Usos on as a guest on McMiz TV.
I know you can't wait.
So they changed it to McMiz. I can't. Yeah, the Usos had a backstage promo, which I love. I always love their Uso Penitentiary promos. I always love those. But what are you thinking of these rumors? We'll touch more of it on Saturday about the Usos possibly not re-signing with the WWE.
Oh, this is the first I heard about it. I mean, that'd be interesting. I wouldn't blame them. I gotta admit, people always talk about the Revival and the Young Bucks. Yes, cue the Cody gift. I know. I would love to see the Usos and the Young Bucks.
And to be honest too, and to be fair. I mean, Janela is more famous for his deathmatch spot, but he does regular matches as well. See, I've never seen Janela have a death match. I've only seen his regular matches. But now with co-brand pay-per-view, they should get rid of Fastlane. This only worked when they had their own pay-per-view. Yes, I agree.
Well, wasn't that the match he had with Adam Page? That wasn't really a regular match. That was like basically a street fight. So
no, he had. I've seen some of his clips on TV. On Twitter, and they were just regular Or maybe they were hardcore and they were just having regular match at the time. I don't know. I haven't seen them have like a death match. I'm curious to see what they do with those guys. I know Bob Ruski and Red Sox fan and all these guys that are into some of these guys that All Elite are signing are excited to see what they do with them.
Yeah, I gotta admit, the Usos versus the Young Bucks would definitely interest me more than the Revival right now. But
here's the thing too with the Usos, they've done everything in the WWE.
Yep,
they've won titles numerous of times. They're one of the best tag. I know a lot of people may disagree, but they're one of the best WWE tag teams ever. Have to be on that list because of the type of accomplishments they've done, the type of matches that they've had.
Ever is a long list, though.
They're
that's
definitely
a
in the
list.
top 5, top 10 list of tag teams in the WWE.
Ever?
I mean, maybe not top 5, but definitely top 10. We'd have to go back and look, but they're definitely in the conversation.
If you're talking going about like the 80s when you had the Road Warriors, Demolition.
Yeah, I think they're in the conversation. I'm not saying they're number 1, but they're in the conversation of top 10 tag teams to wrestle because they've done a lot in the WWE. Now, with signing with All Elite, I can understand why they would do that. They've done everything. They've won the Raw titles. They've won the SmackDown Live titles. The only thing they really haven't done, I'm not sure if they've won the Raw, but they have done, they've won the SmackDown titles on numerous occasions.
Yeah.
They're not going to have no singles run, obviously. So might as well, if you've done everything in the WWE and you leave on good terms to where if they eventually want to come back, they can. Why not try All Elite Wrestling? I would not blame them if they do. I know a lot of people like Red Sox fan will troll me and say I'm upset. I'm not upset. If WWE loses guys that have done everything, have done it all, or if they're not happy, let them leave. There's no reason for them to stay. That just hurts your product.
Who's to say?
I'm sorry?
I'll say, who's to say they're not happy, though? Do they say they're not happy and that they're leaving?
No. I haven't really got into it. I haven't read anything on it. But that's someone put in the chat room.
I don't know, because the Usos seem like guys that are happy where they're at. If they're not and they want to go outside and go somewhere else and work, that would be interesting. They always seem like WE guys to me. They've been there their whole career before they were even getting chances to do anything.
How dare you? No, I'm just kidding.
To me, they are they're a good tag team. So I don't know if they would go outside of the WWE. I think they could still be a great tag team, but it would be interesting to see if they would do that or not. So I'd be intrigued to see them. They would be really different to see them outside of the WWE, because it would be strange, It
would be strange. That's for sure.
To see John and what's their real names? John and
Jimmy.
Is it Jimmy?
Yeah.
Is that his real name?
Jimmy Uso.
I know it's Jay and Jimmy on TV, but one of them's name is John and the other one is, I'm not sure if it's Jimmy or not, but whatever.
Next, let's just move on. We'll touch more on the Usos on Saturday night when we have more information on this. When you get a chance, watch Sound Rock SmackDown post show on YouTube. Fightful, he talks about it. Will do. DX, appreciate that. I know he mentioned a little bit on it and talked about Randy Orton on his podcast, so I'll definitely look up on that. Vince wants to keep his Samoans. Yeah, that's for sure. If Uso leave, Naomi could join women's ranks at All Elite. Yeah, it depends on her contract situation. We always got to remember her. Some of these guys are either their deals are up, or they're maybe WWE just says fuck it, you're grant your release. But a lot of these other people are still under contract. Like if say the Revival wanted to leave, they can't just they can leave, but they're gonna have their contract ironclad to where they can't not go anywhere or wrestle anywhere until their contract is up. Kind of like the Neville situation. He wasn't able to do anything until his contract ran out and the WWE. And that's why now we're getting him back into the wrestling game.
I would have to think the Usos probably have a pretty good relationship with Vince, so you know that.
Oh, absolutely. If they left,
I'm not saying Neville would have.
Them living on good terms.
Yeah, and so I just think I don't know if they would leave. That's why I don't know if they would leave, because they have such a good relationship with him. I'm guessing, just because of their family heritage and all that. I just don't know if they would leave.
It's going to be interesting. We'll touch, like I said, we'll touch more on that on Saturday, and yes, we'll touch more on the Superstar shakeup as well. I just want to have more of information on this stuff before I just come up here and talk about it and not sound like an idiot. So we had Randy Orton taking on Mustafa Ali, man.
Woo!
What a match. I know a lot of the credit's going to go to Mustafa Ali, but Randy Orton, man, he performed very well as well. That damn RKO he did on Mustafa Ali was awesome. I actually thought maybe for a minute Mustafa Ali was going to pick up the upset as well. I thought maybe he'll get the win over Randy because it feels like Mustafa Ali is that next up-and-comer that get a push. And I'm telling you this, and I'm making a bold prediction here, and I'm probably going to be 100% wrong on this. But my SmackDown Live World Title match at WrestleMania will be Daniel Bryan, the champ, and Mustafa Ali, the challenger. It's what I'm thinking it's going to be. I'm probably 100% wrong on this, but I would like to see them do it because there's really nothing else for them to do on the SmackDown Live side. And why not just give Mustafa Ali a chance? He's been performing very well. They may have given him the rocket a little bit too soon. Maybe they're jumping the gun a little bit, but he's performed very well on SmackDown Live since they brought him up. The match itself was good with Randy Orton. He falls short, but what did you think of the match, Dave? What's up, Dr. Hughes? How you doing tonight, man?
I thought it was a good match. It was fun to watch. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of cool spots in this match. I mean, honestly, watching the match, you're just like, okay, when's Randy Orton going to kill him? I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, he slammed him on the freaking desk. I'm like, oh, boy, this match is going to be a long match. And then, yeah, I was disappointed Orton didn't hit him mid-move in the RKO, but it was still nice.
Did you see?
I wanted to move. What?
The picture that's going on around with Mustafa Ali, he ended up having a pretty severe black eye after the match.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, nice little shiner.
Hey, it could have been his ear.
That good match that he had tonight. What's up?
So he should be thankful it wasn't his ear.
Right. Oh gosh. So, any thoughts on this match other than Randy Orton?
I thought it was good. It was fun.
What do you think about
the
Mustafa
RKO?
Ali? You think they're doing anything with him?
Well, it seems like they're going to be in the chamber, so they're obviously doing something with him. I would not be surprised. I guess it would be kind of hard to do this. It depends where it's placed. But I would not be surprised if Mustafa Ali's like one of the last guys in there and Daniel Bryan beats him and makes him tap out at the very end,
Yeah,
that would not surprise me.
I could see that. Or maybe, maybe instead of him getting the title shot at Mania, maybe he gets the title shot at Fastlane. Who knows?
Or if Daniel Bryan is down to the very end to somebody, I would not be surprised if Harper and Rowan sneak in that chamber and beat the crap, help him
so you're saying
keep the
Harper's
title.
going to show up, huh?
I think he could. I think Harper might as well add another bearded guy to the group. Why not? So you make this Daniel Bryan thing unstoppable. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's very interesting to see what they're doing. I mean, I like the match. And I could see a multi-man match with them doing with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, like a 3-way or a 4-way, have like Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, where then he can continue to use the same old storyline that, they're trying to take the title from me. First it was the chamber, now it's a 4-way or a triple threat at WrestleMania. I mean, yeah, I could definitely see something like that.
That's going to be
like Joe and AJ.
What they do after Elimination Chamber, since I didn't even realize there's one more pay-per-view left. Who books this shit to have a pay-per-view, 2 pay-per-views before WrestleMania? Usually, I think wasn't it just one? Didn't they have WrestleMania? That's what I thought. Because before
they used to take March off and just let March be good Raw episodes and SmackDown going into Mania. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Fastlane is after WrestleMania. But I thought it was Fastlane was in March, but I could be wrong. I don't know if we can look that up or not. If our technical team can look into that. So
we'll try to have the technical team look into that. So after that, we had a triple tag team match.
Why?
Between the Iconics, Naomi and Carmella, and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
I don't understand this team at all. Like, to me, I don't get Carmella and Naomi. It just doesn't make sense to
What's
me.
up, Ed?
At all. It doesn't. I don't get it, but whatever. It would have made more sense if you wanted to go the route of adding Auska with Naomi for this match, just because they have teamed together before.
Samoa Joe is like a little porker. Goddamn.
But it was just confusing as hell to me. But hey,
Naomi looked good. Naomi looked good out there. I thought Naomi looked good. In the ring.
Oh,
and
the entrance too.
Yeah, entrance for the kids. Remember, it's for the kids, not for the adults, Dave. Get that right.
So what is Mandy Rose for?
She's for Corey Graves. And this is what I've realized tonight. And someone tweeted it to me, or not tweeted it, but I saw them tweet it out, and I absolutely 100% agree with them. Corey Graves commentating on SmackDown Live is so much better than when he's on Raw.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he's not arguing 95% of the time with Renee Young. When he's on SmackDown Live, the only time he's super annoying is when Mandy Rose is out there. But other than that, I really enjoy Corey Graves as a whole. But when he's on Raw, all he does is fucking argue with Renee Young, it seems
You know what it is, though? You know what it is, I think? He's with his friends again. Like NXT. These were the three guys who called NXT for so long. Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. They were the three NXT guys, and they worked together in NXT.
Right.
You know, and now they're all three on SmackDown again because he feels comfortable. I don't think he feels as nervous. I don't know. Maybe Vince isn't working SmackDown. I don't know. Maybe Vince only works Mondays. I don't know, but maybe that's why it's less stress because it's
He does
Tuesday.
argue with Saxton, yes, but it's not to the point to where it's all
it's not
show.
annoying. Well, it just seems like I remember watching Raw, and I'm like sitting there thinking, are they going to talk about the match? Yes, I get it. It was Jarrett and Elias. I get it. But it's like they weren't even talking about anything about the match. They were talking about something. Oh, I'm going down to the street, eat this one place down here. So-and-so, I was eating over here. And I was like, what are you guys talking about? Talk about the match. They're just going all over the place.
Alice in the chat room says Fastlane is March 10th.
Yep, I was right then.
Oh, definitely, Artie. He's got more than a hard-on for Mandy. That's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Graves is more tolerable on SmackDown than he is Raw because it's like, man, ugh. But I don't even mind the stuff that he's drooling over Mandy Rose because he's usually drooling over Alexa Bliss or something like that usually too, but not as bad as Mandy. But yeah,
it's Mandy.
But Mandy uses the Angel's Wings as her finisher, and they. But my problem with this match too, is like, what's the fucking point? Was it for the number entry you're getting in? No, just for. Is it because they didn't have one women's match last week at all?
Yeah, that's possibly it as well.
And also, Auska can't even get on TV. She's getting the Nakamura treatment before when he was champion. It's like she gets a video package.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. A lot of people were tweeting out. I think you did it too at one point. Where's Auska? And then like a minute later, they showed the freaking promo package for Auska. Saxton is the face commentator. Graves is the heel commentator on SmackDown. Yeah, and that's what makes Graves. You know what? I used to be a hater on Saxton. But I've grown to actually like Saxton. I think he's actually good. I just feel like when he's on Raw, all he does is try to take shots at Renee, and they're just bickering back and forth. But when he's on SmackDown Live, yeah, he'll have his little silly, arguments with Saxton or have his little cut downs with him every now and then. But for the most part, I really enjoy when he's on SmackDown Live commentary. He takes it more serious, in my opinion.
See, I enjoy him and Saxton because they have such good chemistry together. Him and Renee Young just bickering and fighting. I love when he says, "Shut up, Saxton." I just love that stuff. And they tonight when they were talking during Daniel Bryan's match, and he's like, "You pay attention to what you're doing. This isn't radio. I can see him. They can see it in front of me." So yeah, I mean, it's not. Yeah, it was just funny. I think those two guys are great together, and there's a difference because they're having fun. I think it's Michael Cole who's producing them on SmackDown. And that's what the difference is, probably. It's not Vince yelling at you in your ear.
Well, speaking of the main event, let's touch on the main event, which was Daniel Bryan taking...
What about the promo? You want to talk about that at all?
Was there anything that you want to say about the promo?
I don't know. I was surprised he didn't run down Washington. I was talking because you were saying, you tweeted out something about that during the promo, like, amen or whatever, to what he was saying.
He wants change, yeah. I agree with him. And I think that's just, I think all wrestling fans want a change in what we're watching on.
How are you feeling? I know a lot of people hate it, but how do you feel about this way we're going with Daniel Bryan right now?
I don't mind it. I think it's a nice, fresh character that for him to use. He's definitely not liked by a lot of people. Of course, he's going to go over in his home city, so I expected that. Now, I don't know what they're going to have for him in the future, but I actually like it. I like that they changed the title. I like that they're really living up to this gimmick. And very excited and interested to see what they have him doing versus at WrestleMania, because I really feel like he'll be the champ come WrestleMania.
Yeah, I do too. Hopefully, but yeah, I mean,
and make heat if they won the women's. Oh, definitely. Graves isn't bad when he's not trying to be Bobby Heenan, says Jim in the chat. What do you think of Paige's movie from the preview scene? I'm gonna give it a chance, at least.
Would you rather watch this, or would you rather watch the actual story? Because it's on like one of these streaming things. I don't know what it's called, Tubi or Tubi, whatever it's called. But it's on the actual documentary of Paige and her family is on that thing for free, so you can watch it for free if you want to.
I'm curious to see how the movie plays out. It's by The Rock's production company. I'm just curious to see how they actually portray it. Now, am I thinking it's going to be a great movie? No. Do I think it's going to be, a bomber? Most likely, but I'm probably going to check it out. I'll probably see what it's all about. Let me introduce you to a clip that you'll find interesting. Airs the same clip they have been airing for months, right? I'm like, oh, fuck, because I saw, like, before Raw, we'll get to the main event in just a sec. I saw Paige, she's going to be on Raw and SmackDown. I'm like, I wonder why. And then I didn't even think about the whole movie coming out situation, and all she was there was to promote the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
I was sitting there watching. No, I more so for Raw than SmackDown. I'm like, holy shit, here comes Paige. What the hell is she doing here? And then, oh fuck, we're gonna have the movie. Right. Same damn clip we've been seeing for like a year. It seems like.
Yeah, the same clip they show on the commercials. Like, what the fuck? You didn't show us anything different that we haven't already seen. All right, main event time. Daniel Bryan taking on Jeff Hardy.
Get it right.
The new Daniel Bryan, excuse me.
I did like that backstage segment with Jeff and AJ. That was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Now, Daniel Bryan and Jeff Hardy ends up in a disqualification because Rowan gets involved, which then leads to all of the elimination competitors down to the ring. Randy Orton, Mustafa Ali, Daniel Bryan, AJ
You saw
Styles.
this was the Rumble.
Whom else am I missing?
Joe.
So it's getting you really hyped up for Elimination Chamber, especially since the title is on the line. It's really kind of involving around AJ Styles, and it's very interesting to see where he goes from here because he hasn't technically resigned yet. So after Elimination Chamber, is this his last pay-per-view that he's scheduled for? What's going to go on there with AJ Styles, because we've been talking about him possibly leaving or not. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens come after Elimination Chamber. The main event.
Yeah, because there's that rumor going around too with that AEW offered. It's just a rumor. Take it if you want to believe it or not, but they supposedly offered someone really big money in the WE.
Yeah, I saw that.
That would be hard to turn down.
We'll touch more on that on Saturday if it comes out.
But AJ, to me, is the likely obvious choice that happened to.
Oh, definitely. Now, your thoughts on the main event and SmackDown as a whole, so we can kind of wrap up the show, because we've already been going for almost 2 hours now.
Oh, wow. I thought the match was good. I mean, yes, we got the little DQ finish, which not really a surprise. But I thought the match was a pretty good match. Daniel Bryan working that new style that everyone seems to hate, and they seem to hate Daniel Bryan, so that's fine. But, I mean, yeah, I like the style he's working. I thought the match was fun. The typical heel's about to lose the match, so their partner, bodyguard, whatever you want to call them, saves them from losing the match at the very end, so you can't beat them. So, yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. Have the chaos at the end. It was kind of nice. They seemed like, we talked about this before we went live, that they ended really maybe too soon. The match went should have went a little bit longer, maybe.
Yes, we did, no effects.
Because it ended really soon. So it was like, okay, we have a bunch of stuff happening. AJ just standing out there for like a minute doing nothing. Then they cut to the back of Daniel Bryan with an interview. Then they go back to AJ again.
Yeah, it was
So
odd.
It was just a really weird. The match ended way too quickly. I get they wanted to make sure they were out on time, but man, they had at least another minute to do all that.
Later, Richie, thank you for popping in with us, dude. Don't forget, we're live on Saturdays, too. So if you're home on a Saturday night, we'll be live again on Saturday night as well. Don't forget, we'll be live Friday as well. Co-streaming Impact Wrestling. Don't forget, we have been doing that for 3 straight weeks. This coming week will be our 3rd straight week of co-streaming Impact. It's been a very good success over on our channel on Twitch. We've only been on live on Twitch for, 2 weeks now? I believe, and going on 3, and we already have almost 30 followers. So I didn't think we would get that many followers in that much of a time frame. So whoever has gone over there and followed us on Twitch, we do appreciate it. We do appreciate everyone following on Twitch. I'm going to be doing more giveaways on Twitch and stuff like that. So Friday we'll be co-streaming on Twitch. So if you haven't already, twitch.com. Oh wait, no, it's not twitch.com. It's twitch.tv/getthetables. You can go over there and hit that follow button and join them with us on Friday night. I did a giveaway last Friday, and I'm thinking about doing another giveaway on Friday as well. So if you're in the show, you'll be automatically qualified to be there with us in the giveaway. Vegan Mafia sucks. They can't win clean, a.k.a. crazy. It ended fast. I went to take a piss, and it was over. Yeah, it was a pretty quick ending to Twitch is a gaming platform, but a lot of people use Twitch for other reasons as well.
Just lately.
You have IRL. You have a lot of stuff you can do on Twitch. So just look it up, Artie, and we are Get the Tables on there. It's the same as our Twitter account. So if you don't mind hitting the follow button over there, we'd really appreciate that. The goal is to get to 50 followers, everyone. All right, I think that's going to wrap up the show tonight. We touched on Raw.
What do you think about SmackDown?
SmackDown was all right. Better than Raw, but nothing too crazy. It was a pretty down week on Raw and SmackDown Live, to be honest with you, this week. I'm more actually looking forward to the co-streaming on Friday and then touching on what's going on in the wrestling world on Saturday. So, was it just me or did they waste time to end the SmackDown show? Match ended early. Yeah.
Yep, we're just talking about that.
Yep, yes, sir. Absolutely. So, yeah, Friday co-streaming Impact Wrestling over on our Twitch channel. We will not be doing it on Periscope because it's against the rules and we can get suspended. So, on Twitch, it's A-OK, but not on Periscope. So, oh, okay, Debbie. Well, thank you for joining us, Debbie. I'm sorry for calling you Artie. Dave, anything else you would like to say before we end tonight's show? And we'll be back again on Friday night. Again, let's do a quick shout-out. Peck and Rod, Adam Awesome, Alice, Will Miller, Kevin, Ted, Debbie, Chris, D. Hess. We have Ton in here. What's his? Ton Man. 6 more viewers. I cannot see her name. I'm sorry. Jody Mania was in here. We had Bob Aruski, Spees, Johnny Garcia, Mike Kenobi, The Bot, Jeffrey Cross, Smart Spot Podcast. Thank you for those super hearts. Michael Johnson coming in here a little bit late, my friend, but thank you for always joining us. Kenobi always joining us as well. The Real Tony and the New Dave. Thanks for another good show tonight. Respect. Thank you, Kenobi. Always appreciate your kind compliments. Yeah, I saw the new chat feature on Periscope. That's interesting. I'm not really sure if I dig that, but that's really interesting how they have that now. What's up, Bob Ruski? Oh, Ed as well. Thank you, Ed. And, of course, I just got here. Yeah, we've been live for 2 hours, Mr. Michael Johnson. So appreciate you just popping in here. Again, we'll be live again on Saturday night. I know you come in on a Saturday night show. So the interaction was great tonight. We hit over 1,000 followers. 1,000 viewers. I didn't think we were, essentially, since the State of the Union address was going on during our show. So I figured a lot of people were going to probably watch that instead. But we do appreciate everybody coming in here and always showing our support. Yep, Dave, give me a 30-second summary. All right, Raw was shitty. Wasn't that very good. Becky Lynch was suspended by Stephanie McMahon. She ended up showing up tonight on SmackDown Live, kind of confronting Charlotte, which then led to Triple H coming down to the ring and telling Becky Lynch to go home. Well, she wasn't very happy with that. Got in Triple H's face. asked her how Stephanie McMahon felt, because I'm not sure if I mentioned it. I didn't mention it, that Becky Lynch ended up attacking Stephanie. So he asked how Stephanie was doing. Is she medically cleared? Triple H didn't care for that too much. Got into Becky Lynch's face. Basically said to Becky that she's scared to face Ronda, and that's why she's quote-unquote faking this injury that she has. And she slapped Triple H. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Becky. Other than that, Michael, nothing really to talk to you about or say to go back and look at on Raw. Unless you want to see Leo Rush take on Balor, or the Randy Orton and the Mustafa Ali match on SmackDown Live was pretty good as well. Tony, the Saturday Night Show, you should test out the new thing on Scope to have a few call-ins. See, that's Mike Kenobi, if you're still in here, I would love to do that. But see, the way I have my setup here now is all through OBS. So I'm not even using Periscope right now. I didn't even type anything on Periscope. The only way I'm on Periscope is through the app. Everything is on OBS. So if anybody ever wants to come on the show, you just need one thing, and that's Google Hangout. If you have Google Hangout, you're more than welcome to come on the show. You just give me your email. I send you an invite, and you can pop up on the show. We've done it before with a couple of people. Skype is always good, but for some reason, Dave will not be able to hear what you're saying. Skype and the YouTube Hangout is not compatible, so they can't hear each other. Oh, you're good, Mike Kenobi. You're good. I used to do it straightly through Periscope, but now I try to become more professional, and we have all this lovely stuff here, thanks to Speeds and the Benchmark. But
oh yeah, we missed something in your little graphic. We haven't talked about Ric Flair.
Oh yeah, Ric Flair. 3 weeks from now, everybody, he's going to have a birthday celebration. So assume to see Becky Lynch maybe get involved on that. That should be interesting.
She's gonna beat up Ric Flair.
She's gonna beat up Ric Flair, throw cake in his face or some shit like that. But you know, we always appreciate ideas, Kenobi. People have given us suggestions and ideas for the show a lot, and we've ran with them. A lot of people have given us some really good ideas. So again, thank you everybody for always supporting us. I forgot to show you, I know it's a cheap little plug, but we do have shirts coming out, everybody. They're coming out next month. I already talked to we didn't talk about the Andrade promo. You're actually right. What you think of the Andrade promo?
All it is just talk about how he's better than Rey Mysterio. I mean, that's all it, and how they're going to face each other again, I'm assuming, soon. So, yeah.
Scope might like you if you use the new thing on here. Yeah, they might actually promote me and feature me again. Who knows? But, yes, we have Get the Table T-shirts coming out next month. The guy's supposed to be mailing them out to me by the end of the week because of that whole winter storm and weather. That's the reason why they were delayed an extra week. But they'll be delivered to me this week, hopefully. And if you already saw on our Get the Tables Twitter account, our boy Brandon Catino already picked up one and took a picture of it on his Twitter account. We already retweeted it and everything, so you guys can get a little of an idea of what the shirt will look like on you. So if you're interested, I already have about 6 people already reserving a spot for a T-shirt. I have small, medium, large, and extra large, and double X as well. So if you're interested, just hit us up on the Get the Tables direct message, and I can get you all the details that are needed. They're only $15, everybody. That's with shipping and handling and all that. Just $15 for a T-shirt. Once we sell out, we're out of them until I order some more. So who came up with the logo? A buddy of mine. A buddy I work with. He does computer graphics and stuff. And I just kind of gave him the idea of what I would like. And that's what we came with. He came out me with that. I thought that was a perfect logo. And we kind of ran with it. Everybody seemed to like it. I'm not sure how the shirts are, Mike Kenobi. I haven't gotten them in my hands yet. But I think they'll be there. I'm not sure if they're slim fitted or not. I would have to ask the guy who made the shirts. I'm assuming not. I think because I bought a buddy of mine's shirt that was made by the same guy, and they're not slim fitting at all. So we have small, medium, large, double X, and extra large. So if you're interested, $15, and that's all I'm asking. I'm not asking to you for no outrageous outrageous amount. But we do appreciate any type of support you can give us. If it's just you coming in here in the chat and chatting with us and dropping hearts, regular hearts that is, or dropping super hearts, or jumping over to our Twitch channel and hitting the follow button, or even going to YouTube and subscribing to us. We really do appreciate everybody's support. Like I said, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't without you. I work on the side in the merch for bands, so I dig. Oh, you dig me some shirts? All right. Well, Mike Kenobi, let me know. I'll get you some more information about the shirts if you're actually interested. And I'm not sure if you have Twitter or not, but hit me up on Twitter and I can get you all more of those details if you're actually really interested in the shirt. If you got any extra mediums, I might, brother. But again, thank you guys for the support. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys really, if you don't even like the shirts, I hope you actually think the shirts look nice. That's the one thing I was worried about, but Dave seems to like it as well. What made me wear the Cena hat tonight? Just to kind of switch it up. I haven't brought it out the closet since, I don't remember when. Was it WrestleMania? The last time I wore this John Cena hat? Just thought I would bust it out. Actually, I was doing some closet cleaning earlier today, if you really want to know. I was doing some closet cleaning earlier today, and I found my box of hats. And I was looking through them, and I was like, oh, wow, John Cena. And I know a lot of you guys are tired of me wearing my Spurs cap. So I was like, I'll bust out the old green and wear the John Cena tonight. So I know a lot of you guys loved it, and it attracted a lot of people. And tonight, I'm just kidding. But we do appreciate everything. Dave, any last words before we end tonight's show? And we're back with everybody on Friday night.
Tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, Walter wrestles one of the Coffee Brothers. I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of them.
Is that Cena hat hurt? No. No. I treat my Cena hat with respect. Loyalty and respect. Yeah. Are you looking forward to Impact on Friday, Dave?
Yes, sir. It should be fun. I gotta figure out a better way I can actually hear the show, though. Somehow, but yeah.
Well, with headphones, it might be a little bit easier. Like I was saying, you can have them plugged in to me and just have one ear off, and you can listen to the commentating. That might
I might have to find extra earbuds or something.
We'll figure it out. But always thank you, everybody, for joining us. So for now, you can always just be in the chat room for one night, Dave, or however you want to do it until we figure out something. We'll figure it out. Has Walter cut a promo yet? I don't think so. Has he, Dave? I don't think he has.
Not really. He gave that disgusted look to Eichner and his the other guy. I can't think of his name, but they gave like this look to him that he doesn't need their help. But yeah,
that's a loyal hat, no doubt. It sits on the shelf like Cena does most of the time. Yes, it does. I only brought it out. I brought it out for WrestleMania during the whole Undertaker stuff. And I
see that hat. They made a great point. We see that hat about much as we see Cena.
Exactly. I bring it out when Cena's around. Where are you, Anthony State? I live in San Antonio, Texas, everyone. Dave lives in Michigan. And Alex lives in New Jersey. So, and Justin lives also in Texas as well. He cut a promo with his slaps. Yes, basically. Yes, I'm in San Antonio, everybody. The good old Lone Star State. In Texas. So we'll be back with you guys on Friday night. Remember, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock Eastern. And I don't see any hat on your head.
Does that Cena hat come with Cena hair?
Hey, calm down now. Calm down. Calm your horses there. But we do thank everybody for joining us. One more quick shout out to Peck and Ron, Adam Awesome, Alice, Will Miller, Kevin, Ted, Debbie, Jim Dog, Chris, D. Hess, Mike Kenobi, Jody Mania, Bob Aruski, Spees, Smart to Death's podcast, Dr. Hughes, Jeffrey Cross, The Bot, Johnny Garcia. Thanks, my co-host here, Dave, here as well, for joining us tonight. I know it's over past midnight on the East Coast, so we'll be wrapping it up. We went a little bit long tonight, but I think we touched a little bit too much on Raw. But that's okay. It happens sometimes on this show. Thanks again, everybody, for your lovely interaction tonight. It was awesome. Had over 1,700 viewers tonight, so that's fucking amazing. Thank you guys so much. See you on Friday. Saturday, Alex should be here in the house as well. So we'll have a trio of people talking wrestling with you all. Thank you guys again for the love and the interaction. You guys are amazing. That's why we keep going live every Tuesday. If you haven't noticed, everybody, we're live every Tuesday. We don't miss any shows. Nothing comes up. We're very, 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 very consistent on Tuesday nights, and y'all know this. DX, see you on Friday. Oh, I have some Street Profits gear coming in. I'll probably be wearing some Street Profits gear on Friday. Just a little bit of a teaser for you. Hey, a long show is still shorter than a Raw show. That is very true, Mike Kenobi. Very true. Does Dave think Ziggy Ansah leaves Detroit? Do you think Ziggy Ansah leaves Detroit, Dave?
No, I don't.
There you go. Plain and simple. Thank you, everybody. Again, we're going to leave you with some EC3. Thanks again, everybody, for the loyal support. You guys are awesome. And I got to bring up the song again. We will see you guys on Friday night for some Impact streaming, and then on Saturday night for our usual Shoot the Shit, where we talk about all wrestling rumors going around and everything else in between. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on Friday night. Oh, DX has one more. Get any Leo Rush merch. Kenobi, you'll find out on Friday, my friend. Will this show still be on Tuesdays when SmackDown moves to Fridays? We haven't really thought about that yet, DX. That's a very good question. And I'm not sure how we're going to do it. Probably most likely going to move the show to maybe on Fridays, or maybe we'll do a Raw recap show on Tuesdays and then do a SmackDown one on Fridays. We haven't figured it out yet, so we're working on it. But thank you, everyone.
Then our co-stream, the Cerebral co-streams impact why we do our post show.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we could co-stream. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Hey, look at you, Dave, coming up with ideas. But yeah, we'll figure it out by the time that hits. But that's a great question, DX, because it's getting closer and closer. We got to figure out something. So again, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for everything you guys do for us. Don't forget to check out one of our shirts if you don't mind. And we will see you guys on Friday. Thank you, everybody.
And that's what makes you just you.